When you live in a Bright House, you're connected to the premier provider of entertainment services, offering more than 250 channel choices, including 60 premium movie channels. But most importantly, you're connected to us. We are 300 of your family members, friends, and neighbors working every day to earn your business with exceptional customer service and state-of-the-art products. We invest in our employees so they can invest in you. To find out more about Bright House Networks, give us a call. Bright House Networks, never before has so much been so easy.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, honey. Did you find a pair of shoes?
Yes.
The new Honda Civic two-door Coupe EX. 40 miles to the gallon and holds 40 pairs of shoes in the trunk. Less gas, more money, more shoes. What's your lifestyle?
Barber Honda. Volvo rents construction equipment. 1061 Crab Radio. 98.5 The Fox. Present the Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week.
Good evening, Kern County, and hello, Bright House Network subscribers. Week 11, Game 11, but Week 1 of playoff football 2005. I'm Vance Palm alongside Paul Press and Brian Adams. Fellas, we don't have a lot of time. It's almost kickoff time. Paul Press, first of all, the 2005 season. You did a great job with us. Give us some of your thoughts and ideas and your insight for the 2005 season.
Well, 2004 Division II was all East High. This year, 2005 Division II, it's all West High. West High lost one game to Clovis East to Division I and then has been on a tear, winning 9 straight games. Division I last year was all Stockdale. Now this year, it's BHS here locally. All talk about Division I. BHS got off to a little sluggish start against Stockdale, but now it's come on really strong and is looking to go deep into the playoffs.
Your thoughts on this Redwood team in just a moment. Brian Adams, you're the veteran of this crew. You've done a lot of years here on Bright House Networks. 2005 season, your thoughts?
Well, I think 2005 really was a breakout season for receivers. We talked about it almost every week of a receiver. Mike Venegas, Brett Willis, and players like that on that nature. Anthony Jefferson making huge plays. And I think that's what surprised me the most was the talent of these guys and their ability to go up and grab the ball.
Great point, Brian. Redwood comes down here against this Driller team that's got momentum. Paul Press, let's talk about Redwood.
Oh, Redwood, 5-5, but probably one of the best 5-5 teams in the Valley. Don't forget, they got off to a shaky start, but they finished their league, a tough WYL league, at 4-2 and coming off a big win against Hanford West, which is a very good ball team. They've got a big running back, number 35, 6'3", 215 pounds. Let me see, Dean Rogers. Sorry, Dean, but we're going to see a lot of him tonight and see if they can run on this great Driller defense.
That's Paul Press. He and I will be up in the booth in just a moment, but our man on the field, this is your field, your territory. Let's talk about these Drillers.
Well, the Drillers, when offensively, we got to talk about Phillip Thomas. Since the switch to Phillip Thomas, this offense, Vance, has been very explosive with him being able to run, and now he's starting to develop that passing touch. Two-way streak, two-way attack causes problems. But defensively, they run the 3-5. Difficult defense to run, but they run it well because of Big Daniel Calvin. At 300 pounds plus, he's the man that puts the pressure and allows that defense to go.
11 weeks ago, we started off the Bright House Network schedule 2005 right here on this field with a barn burner. Remember that? Got down to the very last second, literally, where the Drillers held off the Mustangs of Stockdale. Here we go, week 11, but it's the first week of playoff football. It is a pleasure to have you with us. Get ready. The Drillers host Redwood, week 1 of playoff football. Look out, high school football. Welcome back, Kern County. We'll see you at the kickoff.
You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week on Bright House Networks.
Honey, are you going to do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
Hi, I'm Victoria, and I dump my dish for Bright House Networks. I'm from Los Angeles, and I would like to watch Los Angeles news channels. With the dish, I had Chicago news channels, and so I get my LA channels here, and also my local channels, which is perfect for me. The high-speed chases, I watch that. It's wonderful. It's just a big difference.
Dump the dish and get digital service from Bright House Networks for less than $29 a month.
Watching the high school football game of the week on Bright House Networks.
Welcome back, Kern County. 12 minutes on the clock. That means we're about to start this football game. We are downtown Bakersfield, B-Town, on a beautiful autumn night. I mean, just a gorgeous autumn night. This is like August, late August, on a cool night. We see the Drillers coming out of the tunnel, a legendary football program, the winningest program in high school football in state of California. So it's awfully special to be here anytime that we're here downtown Bakersfield. They're hosting the Redwood High Rangers in week 1 of high school playoff football here on Bright House Network's exclusive coverage. Here's the kickoff. It's up, and they go ahead and kick it to David Edwards from the Drillers. He looks like he's got a nice wall set up already. Can he get outside? David Edwards, is drugged down at the 20-yard line. Nice tackle out there by number 74, Eric Hansen, comes down and makes a big tackle. And Paul, we know, when I say Paul, Kern County, I'm talking about Paul Press if you've just tuned in. We know the Drillers to be explosive at any time, any place, anywhere, at any moment. So anytime we get an open field tackle like this against the Drillers, you got to be happy, especially first tackle of the game.
Yeah, because from our view, if he didn't make that tackle, there was a hole. He gets by him. It looked like he was going to run for a while. And here we go. Here, there's so many athletes. Watch out, Redwood. Hold on.
Here we go. 1st and 10. Looks like we have a little bit of illegal motion on the Drillers, and I think that might be against one of their guards over here. We'll see. Not the cleanest start for the Drillers, but Paul, you and I and Brian got here quite early tonight, walked around the field to get our juice on everything, and these Drillers are antsy. They're ready to go. They're chomping at the bit, so it's not a surprise that they jump up here a little early.
No, especially these big linemen. Man, that's a good thing when a lineman that big is ready to go.
What that does is start at 1st and 15. Redwood will take the break. First play of the game for the Drillers. It's a sweep. It's Terrell Young. Terrell Young's drug out about the 22-yard line. Got a really sharp officiating crew here tonight. We've got these names for you. We'll get that out later in the ball game. So we're looking for a real polished performance all the way around tonight. Here's our first Volvo rinse replay from the line of scrimmage, Paul.
Right, they're supposed to go inside tackle there, but he does a good job of reading his blocks and pops it out here. All he had is the left corner there to beat, and receiver was stock blocked him pretty well, but pushed him towards the sideline, expecting the running back to come inside of him.
Kalen White, the 3-back. LaFonte Blackman, the 4-back, goes up the middle to Kalen White. He gets nothing, so that brings up 3rd and long. Paul, you and I and Brian had a chance to talk to the coach for the Redwood High Rangers. You spent more extensive time with him. What'd you think?
Well, first of all, he's been at Redwood since 1975 as an assistant and stuff. Took over as the head coach in '89. I had an opportunity to live a couple years up in Dinuba in the Fresno area. Very, very, very good coach. I mean, we're talking legendary status at Redwood High School. He is very good.
Philip Thomas, QB, flips it out to Terrell Young. Young can't get free. That's going to bring up a punt situation for the Drillers. So, hey, these Rangers from Redwood High, they're thinking, hey, no problem. We come down here the first time and stop the Drillers, we got them. I don't think they're thinking that, Paul.
No. As their coach said, and it's Yavasel is their coach, head coach
John Yavasel.
He said they hope to contain them, and they're doing a great job of it. But the thing is, Redwood has two-way players. They're young.
Well, trouble on the snap for the Drillers, and the punter Will Mahan was fortunate enough to put a little shortstop move, got a decent punt up, but it kicks back, and guess where it ends up? Dab smack in the middle of the football field. You're watching Bright House Network's first game of the playoffs. Hoo-hoo-hoo. You know you got guys coming at you, Paul.
Yeah, well, Will Mahan's probably one of the best punters in Kern County area. He is a true punter, and he gets trained. I know his personal coach, and they work on those things on the weekends and everything.
Take a lot of one-hoppers in practice, yeah?
Yeah.
Here comes the Rangers. They've got a super tall quarterback in Brett Broderson. Well, they're pretty antsy themselves there. That's Eric Hansen. Eric Hansen made that nice open field tackle on the kickoff. He's probably got his juices flowing too. So, you know, these guys from Redwood, you said it, Paul, very, very good 5-5 team. So, you know, they play against a big team like BHS. I don't think they're shaking in their boots.
No, but if we can get a shot of it, look at the BHS sideline. Here they go. They're making noise and they're bouncing up and down. Look at their BHS sideline. Wow.
You see it there at the top of your screen. These drillers are pumped up. 1st and 15 for Redwood. Broderson, the quarterback, hands it off to their big, and I mean big, running back. Look at this kid. I like him. Dean Rogers, 6'3", 215. He's a senior. I remember when I was in high school, we had a running back at Arvin, Kennedy Reneville, basketball player, 6'4", 230. Hey, a lot of leverage. Look at this big kid.
Yeah. I mean, the big back, you know, wow, look at him right there. It keeps his shoulder pads low and keeps his legs driving. You know, he gets past this big defensive line of the drillers. He may be able to do some damage on their defensive back. So the key is they've got to stop him at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 11. Broderson, the quarterback. Split formation in the backfield. Broderson. Another hand up to the middle, up to the big guy, Dean Rogers. Dean Rogers is one of their tallest players. Oddly enough, he's only an inch taller than their quarterback, Brett Broderson. It says 6'1" in the program. Our coach, the coach for Redwood said he was 6'2", so you've got a 6'3" running back and a 6'2" quarterback. Maybe some options out there on the pitch. You never know.
Right, and this quarterback is the third of 3 brothers to go through, and we're all quarterbacks for Redwood High. He's young, but he's good.
Familiar with the program.
Very familiar.
Broderson stretches out his cadence. Launches one up, has a man, he's open, and it's, oh goodness, intended out there for number 80, Kyle Overmeyer. A very nice toss, just ran him a little too long. I don't think he would have been in bounds had he made the catch. But either way, they tried to strike, ball stays in the middle of the field, they've got a punt.
Yeah, but look at this quarterback's footwork. Oh my goodness, for a sophomore, I love this. The ball's in nice position, 3 steps, he plants, he throws it up, puts nice arc on it. Watch this ball where it lands, boom. That's almost 1 foot too far outside, but that's a perfectly thrown ball. You try to teach them, throw it right there. Only your receiver can catch it.
Adam Dunbar with a high snap. Look out, Kern County. Dunbar, the punter's got to scoop it up. Can he get it? No, he's down. His knee hits at the 20-yard line. In effect, it's over. 1st and 10 drillers at the 20-yard line for Redwood High. So a very costly turnover and absolutely cannot happen in this situation.
Well, no, but remember the BHS had a bad snap, but luckily it was low enough, and the punter stays in front. This punter had nothing he could do. He jumped as high as he could, gets a finger on it, then he scoops it up, does a good job of scooping up, and just loses his footing. And as we see right there, this is not professional. You can't get up. Once your knee hits, you're down.
Well, there's a vintage shot of that big driller tower. Driller country looking down, and it's an ominous sign right now for Redwood early because that mistake could end up costly. You've got big number 81 in there for the drillers, Trevon Johnson. Look to see him get involved in this game. Could be on this play at that tight end position. We'll see. Running backs up tight. Shotgun. Wow, look at Thomas. Look at this athletic kid. He's still up and he's still in bounds. He's trying to get in, and he does! Touchdown, drillers! What an effort. Philip Thomas stays on his feet. In he goes, 6-0 early for the drillers.
This is nothing but our line is bigger than your line. We've got an athletic quarterback. Watch us. We're going to line up. We're going to push everybody in front of us, what we call zone block. They just stay zone in, man up and block. It's a man in your zone block. They just push people, and Philip Thomas showing the athleticism and the strength at the end of the last 2 yards. Wow, BHS is just loaded with athletes.
Derek Thompson on for the extra point. Snap, the hold, it's down, a little high, and it's up, but it's good. 7-0, and head coach John Yavasil for the Rangers was pacing the sidelines after that long touchdown run, and I say long because of all the contact and effort that was involved in that, and he's already started his pace.
Yeah, he's going to have some work to do, and you see him going out talking to number 35, Dean Rogers, who also plays defense, and we're going to see a lot of that. Here we go on the Volvo Rinse replay. We just see Thomas. He reads it, keeping his eyes up. Here we go. First contact, second contact, spins, keeps his balance. Here's the third guy, fourth guy, fifth guy. 5 guys on him. He keeps this momentum going. And then finally, Dean Rogers hauls him down, but a little too late. He's already in the end zone.
For those of you not in the know in Kern County, this quarterback, Philip Thomas, came in early in the season when the talented quarterback Tyler Kay, our Bright House Player of the Week, first one for Honda Player of the Game, was injured, serious injury, a fracture, so he was done. In comes Philip Thomas, and yikes, he's pretty much bruised everybody they played against.
Yeah, and I talked to Tyler Kay just briefly before the game during warm-ups. He was out there throwing the ball, so that's a good sign for the Driller faithful. He'll be back for next season.
And so will Philip Thomas.
Yeah, wow.
Bobbled at the 3-yard line, Jared Cruz. Ooh, goodness gracious. Oh my goodness, what a hit. Kalen White was one of the guys, and I see my buddy Todd Strain down there from one of the affiliates. He was on it, and I mean, wow. Brian Adams on the 12-yard line on the south side of the field. Didn't take the Drillers long, did it, Brian?
Well, Vance, that's how you hit a guy right there on coverage.
Oh, man.
That's why it's one of the most dangerous returns you can do. I'd much rather do punt return than kickoff return. Those guys like that, 6'2", 230, come down untouched, full speed, ear hole you. Back to you.
Thank you, Brian. 1st and 10 again for the Rangers of Redwood High. They've not had any real big success yet in this football game. They're trailing 7-0. Second series. Broderson drops back. It's nicked. Could be picked off. Oh, goodness gracious. Mark Durando's watching that come down from the sky like a light balloon landed in his hands, and I think he had his Fred Flintstone feet going already.
Yeah, we're going to get to see this here, and we're going to see about 10 thumbs. No offense here, but this is a linebacker trying to catch a ball, and that's a duck. Got shot. He just got, hey, that's why he plays linebacker, not receiver.
I happen to think 9 out of 10 times he'd catch that. But that 1 out of 10 times, I think his feet were ready to rumble. Well, Look out, Redwood. Here come the Drillers. The Drillers are all over him. Here they come. The pick. Uh-oh, fumble! Dean Rogers heard footsteps, saw helmets, and they're a little jittery now, Paul.
Yeah. Well, they come out. Redwood comes out 1st and 10, and they go trips right with a single back set with a littler back in the backfield, single back. Well, BHS, it doesn't bother them. They still bring the house, and they get in there and rush the quarterback. So Redwood comes back to the I formation and puts Dean Rogers back there and tries a little toss. And so many people are coming through. BHS is just bringing the house right now. It's all kinds of pressure.
3rd and 10. Pressure is right, Paul. Broderson goes to the hard count. If anything, it looks as if it was one of the Rangers that might have jumped. The Drillers are clapping as if it is that, and it is. Ooh, insult to injury here, 3rd and 15. And the players on the sideline for the Drillers are making noise. The band's making noise. Cheerleaders are making noise. Everybody's trying to get this Driller team pumped up. Hey, it's been a great year for the Drillers.
Yeah, you use the word pumped up. Coach Gola, Bakersfield, welcome to Coach Gola. Remember 11 weeks ago I said I knew this coach from years ago, and he was the right choice to come in here for BHS. I said it then and I stand by it now. This guy will keep his team pumped up.
Broderson launches one out. Oh, goodness. Brian, from your perspective, are you seeing anything that Redwood might be able to expose at this point?
Well, Vance, one of the things you have a problem with, we talked about Daniel Calvin. If he's in that front line, he's pushing 2 players 2-3 yards back. It's very hard for you to get the passing game off. You have to do a quick passing game, then you're right into him. If you go back further, then Lamont Whitehead and the other guys that are blitzing are going to cause problems. I think they have to get to some kind of quick passing game and get the ball off quick and let the guys make a play from the outside.
This time the deep snap's perfect. The punt is up. It's a high punt. It gets out to about the 42-yard line, bounces in favor of Redwood. It takes a really nice bounce, actually. So, again, Redwood will take whatever break they get, ends up at the 43-yard line. Brian makes a great point, Paul, about what they need to do. But, hey, he talks about Daniel Calvin, 6'5", 300 pounds. Then Justin Cheadle, 6'5", 260. Hey, these are not small boys down there. These are big young men, so it's difficult for these Redwood Rangers to get anything going.
Yeah, he's absolutely correct. You know, the one success they did have is the quick 3-step out and go, because BHS plays a lot of man. They're going to have to go with those 3-step quick passes.
Well, Coach Gola seems pretty content. Oh, fumble, ball's on the ground, picked up by Redwood, it looks like, and they do. Oh, my goodness. I was just about to talk about how Coach Gola felt comfortable and confident when Philip Thomas running the ball. Why not? And boom, he coughs it up. Oh, goodness, Redwood with a breath of life here halfway through the first quarter. Here's our Volvo Rinse replay, and you know what? It just, he tried to handle it a little bit too loosely in there with a lot of traffic. So look at this, Kern County, Redwood on the Driller 46-yard line. But all that noise you hear is the Driller band and the Driller crowd. Can this Redwood Ranger team get something going? This tall quarterback, Brett Broderson, has a good view. He's got his linebacker receiver across the corner. Oh, there's a flag on the play. It's right in front of Brian Adams. Brian, what do you think?
Vance, I think they're going to call it on the defensive player, but I don't know. It looked like good defense to me. But they're going to call it on like pass interference on defense. You know, I may not be understanding the rules for high school, but I know in college you can bump to the balls in the air. I believe it's the same for high school. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Paul.
No, I think you're correct too, Brian. What I see though from up here is it looked like on the replay there, it looks like you reached out and just grabbed just a little bit, a little old trick. You know, of course we never coach our defensive backs how to do that. I don't know. That's when you're an assistant coach. You look at the head coach and go, I don't know where he learned that.
Well, it's like the old saying, it's a great move if you get away with it. 1st and 10, here come the Redwood Rangers. Broderson runs out, he looks across, throws into the corner. This kid's arm is just too strong. Wow, threw it down to the corner, into the cone area. A perfect strike if you're trying to keep it away from the defenders, but just out of the reach. So he's running left, throwing with his right arm. Looked pretty strong to me, Paul.
Yeah, he threw that ball 45 yards.
On the run.
Yeah, on the run. He's only a sophomore. You know, like I said, he comes from a family of quarterbacks, and they've all been real successful. People of Bakersfield, if you don't know about Redwood High School, they have a tradition, a very rich tradition there in Visalia. They've predominantly have winning seasons and do very well in the playoffs.
Broderson has Rogers in the backfield with one back. Steven Oliveira's the other. Look at this big, tall running back right here. Yikes, he breaks free, runs right past Brian Adams and steps out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. Brian, you've got a bird's eye view of this tall running back. You like this kid with the long legs?
Well, hey, the long-legged one came through that time and hurled a guy after he broke through the little line. If he wouldn't have stepped out of bounds, I think he had a good chance to maybe drag a few guys a few yards. Back to you guys.
Wow, look at this. We're watching this in the replay, and when you've got a 6'2" running back, and he said, hey, bring it on. I'll take a nice hit out there by Seth Moore. Well, 1st and 10. Here comes Redwood, Brian, and Paul. You guys are getting a great ball game here already.
I like the coaching here. I like the matchups. This is some good football.
Broderson looks, has the ball batted down. Excellent play out there by the big fella. Hey, that's big Lamont Whitehead, 6'1", 220 pounds. He jumped up. No chance of that ball getting past. No chance.
Man, Lamont Whitehead, that is a prototype for colleges. They're looking at this kid, 6 foot. Here we go. We watch him. We just see it right there. He got up. He got some hops. He's athletic. He's big. He's fast. You know, 6 foot, 221. Man, someone better be looking at this. Look at this kid.
Just to go on record, we'll give you some sizes and some measurements here. These Redwood offensive lines, some pretty big boys themselves. So nice football game shaping up here. Broderson on 2nd and 10. Fakes the handoff. Across the middle, has a man wide open. He's got him. It's a touchdown. What a nice pass. What a nice catch. James Nichols.
Wow, is right.
Oh, my fault. Sorry, Kern County. Jared Cruz. Jared Cruz for all those Redwood fans out there. Caught that pass. Touchdown, Redwood.
Yeah, this young quarterback looks good. His footwork looks really good. You can tell he's been coached to play quarterback. I'm sitting up here. I can't say I'm really a quarterbacks coach, but I'm an admirer of quarterbacks. and I've coached a few, and he's got great footwork.
Well, the young man that caught the touchdown pass boots it through. Jared Cruz, he's a sophomore, so you've got a sophomore catching TDs and kicking field goals. As you say, Paul, Redwood, strong tradition, and you see all these underclassmen that are going to help build that. So as it stands, 6.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Score 7-7. I'm Vance Palm, next to Paul Press, Brian Adams on the field. This is Bright House Network's exclusive coverage, and it's been a great, great season. Here's our Volvo Rinse replay of this touchdown, Paul. Beautiful strike.
Yeah, sets his feet, fires, and look at here. Boom, right there. Hey, that's a nice ball. It was low in front. Only the receiver could get it. The only way that's going to be intercepted is if that defensive back lays out and makes a diving catch, and that's difficult to do. That was a beautiful, and they keep catching BHS in this man defense with those crossing routes. If a team is running man, all coaches know, hey, either isolate on one side and get a mismatch or run some across the field so they're chasing. And that's exactly what Redwood did. Hey, we talked about it before. This is not a first-year head coach with Redwood. His assistant coaches and himself, hey, they've been here, done that.
Well, Coach Yavasel was down there with us, and everybody who's somebody in our football arena came down. Coach Permenter, the BC coaches were down there hugging each other. They all know this cat, and they were here to see a very well-coached football game. Well, the ball's taken by David Edwards again at the 15-yard line. David Edwards, a dangerous runner, but he cannot. Oh, he's down there about the 24-yard lines, and had he had one more step, he might have broke free, but wow.
Yeah, his knee barely touches, and he keeps his feet moving. I like the way this young man runs back kicks because he sees a hole and he goes for it. He doesn't hesitate. You cannot hesitate, young men, when you are running back kickoffs. I'd like to see a little bit north and south there, but boy, his knees barely go down.
Some big hits going on there in that kickoff, man. I see a couple guys got flattened out. This will be against the Drillers. This is going to be Chris Ventura. Chris Ventura, quick little step there, and he's 6'4", 300 pounds. So it's kind of comical when you think of the huge stature, this line for Bakersfield High School. Here's another look at this touchdown.
Look at his footwork. Boom, right here. He gets his feet set. Get around, get your front shoulder down. Nice. Throw that strike.
Looks like me in pregame with Brian.
Yeah, it did.
First and 15. Handoff goes to Terrell Young. Terrell Young, another one of these, not only a threat, but a workhorse as well. Sometimes you hear the word threat and you consider it just, a talented threat or an offensive skilled player. This guy's a workhorse too. Terrell Young takes a lot of carries, and he'll grunt it out with the best of them. Under 6 minutes in the first quarter, we're tied. 7-7. Quarterback for the Drillers, Philip Thomas in the backfield. He has Antoine Robertson, Terrell Young. Thomas rolls to his left, looks to throw. No, not even thinking throw. Cuts up, now cuts back. Still running. Jacob Maxson, amongst others, take him down. Nice run up there by their quarterback.
Wow.
And that's going to bring up a very interesting, a very prickly little third and short here. So let's see what we have here. Here's our Volvo Rinse replay, and looks as if he has just a little bit more balance. He might break through, but here's 3rd and 3, Kern County. Nice big football play here. Thomas tries to take it up himself. He's knocked down, but he gets it. He busts through. First down, Drillers. Little breath of life. Paul, what are you looking at there?
Well, I'm looking at this offensive line, and let me just listen to these numbers. Okay, 5'11", 245, 5'8", 215, 6'4", 300, 6'5", 250, 6'5", 300, and a tight end at 6'3", 250. That's a big offensive line.
What is this, Texas A&M or BHS?
Wow.
Penalty flag. Was it a substitution? Didn't get the guys off the field, or was it too much time maybe? I don't know, but it's been too long since I've heard from my man Brian Adams down there. Brian, I see you poised. I see you pensive. What's on your mind down there, Brian?
Well, Vance, one of the things that if you're Redwood, you got to be happy about is you dodged the big bullet off it, and you're in the game type 7-7. If you're BHS, You do not want to let a team hang in there with you and something happen in the fourth quarter where a big play ruins your season. BHS has to get something going offensively, in my opinion, Vance, and start attacking and put the pressure on Redwood. Back to you guys.
First and 15. Number 15 is the quarterback, Philip Thomas. He pitches out to his talented threat out there. That's Terrell Young, but nice defense out there. No, might be a late flag. Ooh, goodness, didn't happen. Maybe because it happened on the Redwood side, but you know if it had happened on the BHS side, they'd have been all over the refs. Hey, Paul, we got a great ref recruit tonight. I think you might have some names for us. Let's get these names out for our referees out there. Go ahead, big guy.
Oh, well, we got our head referee is Nick Ellis, our umpire Rick Rodriguez, head linesman Sean Carlson, line judge Brian Landis. Oh, I'm sorry. I know Brian, too. And back judge Matt Collier. Good crew. Very
Excellent
good crew.
Thomas on a keeper. Oh, look out, baby. Woo! He's brought down about the 37-yard line, but man, oh man, we've got an injured driller on the field. That's Chris Ventura, the big guy. He's hobbling a little bit, but now he's back up. So for a second, we were worried about the big guy, but wow, this Thomas kid is, I mean, you're watching a guy that at any moment can break free at any time.
Well, my big concern right now is Redwood. You're starting to see these guys, 280-pound linemen of BHS leaning on you. And Redwood, a lot of their guys go both ways, offense and defense. They're gonna start getting tired pretty soon.
Looks like the big guy out here was offside. They did not call it. The pitch out to Thomas. To Young. Young is in the end zone. Touchdown, BHS. Tough to stop, everybody. Tough to stop.
Wow, his last move was amazing. I feel for the young man, number 80 for Redwood. Came over there, he thought he had a tackle, and all of a sudden he wraps up. That's Kyle Overmeyer.
Terrell Young.
Wow, and all of a sudden he just puts a move on young Kyle Overmeyer. At the end here, we're going to see it. And I feel for you, Kyle, because look at here, Curtin County. Watch this move. One right there. He sets him up. Now he's got his head up. He's seeing him. Watch this.
Oops.
Spin move there. Oh, I missed. Oops, excuse me. Kyle, you were just coming in trying to save it.
Extra point is up and it's good. 14-7 drillers. So it's only a 7-point ball game, but if you're watching BHS's offense right now, you're feeling pretty confident if you're a driller fan.
Yeah, and I'm looking down here at the Redwood sideline, and I see a couple of their players coming over with their hands opened up, looking at coach like, hey, what are we supposed to do here? You know, and it's still early in the ball game, and I feel for these young men for Redwood, because when I say young, they are. If you look at their roster, there's not a whole lot of seniors here. There's some sophomores, you know, and the sophomores are playing. It's not like they're standing on the sideline. A lot of juniors, and they're facing a very, very big, athletic, good, well-coached BHS drillers team.
Well, the underclassmen thought it was going to help them in maybe 9 to 10 months, but tonight they're going up against a pretty sturdy team in this driller squad. So Coach Paul Gola, his first year, he comes in, very well-publicized coaching change and selection process, and the press covered it mightily, as the Bakersfield community will enjoy. But when it gets down to it, we're here in week 11, and his drillers look good. So congratulations, Paul Gola. Good for you. We'll see how things pan out for you here in the next few years in Kern County. 3:40 left in the first quarter. Drillers up by a touchdown. You're watching Bright House Network's exclusive coverage of high school football. It's been a great 2005 season. Here comes the kickoff. It's up and looks like it's going into the end zone, and it is. We'll take it to the 20-yard line. Here's the another angle of that touchdown by the drillers, and again, Terrell Young is a pleasure to watch. Here's another angle from this touchdown, and I'm telling you, you're right, Paul. When he's out in the open field, he already kind of knows what he's got in his mind. He's got it all set up. Let's take a good look at it.
Yeah, here we go.
Perfect timing.
Great timing on the snap. Just a little fly sweep here.
Like here, he's already setting it up,
Oh, yeah, he pops to the outside, shows the speed there, and now he gets his eyes up, his vision. Oh, here you go. Watch this move. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There I go. And, man, amazing.
Here we go. Redwood, 1st and 10. Handoff goes to their big running back up there, Dean Rogers. Dean Rogers plows ahead for about 4 or 5 yards. So The tall running back has been the choice so far for Coach Yavasel.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned Paul Gola and that first name. I believe there was a coach here for a long, long time, Coach Paul Briggs. I heard that he coached his last football game after 59 years of coaching.
That's no career, that's a sentence.
Oh my goodness. Congratulations to him.
Look out, big problems. Is it a fumble or was it an incomplete pass? Was his hand moving forward? We'll not know until we get to see the Bright House Network's replay, but it doesn't matter. A big turnover here. This Driller defense just all over Broderson. Here's our Volvo Rinse replay. Let's watch carefully, Kern County.
Oh, yeah. Whitehead comes in there, number 1.
Never had a chance.
Whitehead comes in. The ball wasn't quite in motion. And then number 49, Diego Medrano, comes up and shows everybody, look, I fought for this ball down here. I got it. And the pressure of BHS right now is just overwhelming.
That's a great description. It is overwhelming. The lone quarterback is Thomas. That's all he needs is himself. Here comes Sherrell Young again. Faked it this time. Now it comes Thomas. He's got a beeline in the corner of the end zone. He takes a nice hit out there, and it's a touchdown saving hit by Alberto Cardenas. And if he doesn't put that hit on him, it's going to be 20-7 in a heartbeat. Wow. So the play they get the touchdown on last series, they fake it right here, Brian, then it's Thomas all the way. Well, not all the way, but almost.
Oh, yeah, they set this up. I could see it coming. They get the defensive end on that side. Number 74 bites and gets sucked in there. And Thomas, with his athleticism, gets the corner, positive yard. And here we go. Watch out, Bakersfield, because here comes the Drillers.
Well, he's got Kalen White in the backfield with him and Seth Moore, 2 big backs. I wouldn't be surprised if he gives it to one of them. He keeps it on his own. It's Philip Thomas. He finds the end zone. He smells it, and he goes across. 20-7 BHS. This is a very comfortable football player when he's running with that football.
Wow. And you know what? Everybody's going, well, how hard is it to coach this team? You just have them snap the ball and tell the kids to go block. You know what? That's good coaching. that's good coaching. Why mess up a good thing? You've got the athletes. You've got the athlete back there getting the snapping the ball. Don't overcoach these kids. Let them play.
The kick is up and it's good, and it's 21-7. And Paul, another point on that. Let's say you're Coach Gola, you start to get a little bit of a positive feeling about this game, a little bit of hint that you might be doing some things well. Why not let this quarterback continue to grow every series for next week if you have a next week? And the week, why not let the kid grow? Here he comes again. Hey, Kern County, watch this comfortable kid here running the ball.
He's just an athlete. Look how smooth he is. Carry the ball a little bit better, but he's getting better on that. But running with it and everything, he's got good vision. He's athletic. And you know what? If you don't have to show everything the first week of the playoffs,
right.
I'm going to tell you, the Clovis West coaches last year, I watched them on film all through the playoffs, and they had a different scheme all 4 weeks, man. It was hard to figure out. VHS, if it's not broke, don't try to fix it.
Brian Adams, your thoughts?
Well, I'm agreeing with you guys exactly. One thing that people, like Paul said, that's why I was kind of chuckling. Well, they're talented. Sometimes, though, you can, like Paul, you can outthink yourself with talent. You can, now I can do this and I can throw this play. Sometimes you just want to keep it simple and let the athletes be the athletes that they are. And like you said, and about the playoffs, to just jump on back what you guys are saying about the playoffs, it's about winning and move on. Winning and move on. The least amount you have to do, the better. To get to the next round, get that round out the way, get to the next one. You don't want to have to expend, like Paul said, all your cards in one time. So now everybody can scout you, know exactly what to do to try to take things away from you. Back to you guys.
Well, we all seem to be in agreement. It's happened quite a bit this season. I guess, great minds think alike, or I don't know about the other side of the analogy, but here it is. Here's the kickoff. It's up, and I think this one's going to be deep too. Will not be returned. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Rangers of Redwood High. And since we're on such a high for the Drillers, let's talk about the assistant coaches. Mario Milan, Jim Scritchfield, Lance McCullough, Sean McCain, Jacob Stubbe, Pete Mitchell, and Ethan Beck. Congratulations, fellas. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and congratulations to Coach Stubbe on his bouncing baby boy. And Coach, way to go, way to go. You know what, Kern County, I'm sure that Stubbe will be playing football here in a few years.
If Grandpa has anything to do with it. 1st and 10, Rangers. Oh, hard snap. gets the drillers to jump, and then his guys jump, so it eventually comes back on them. Peter Vermillion, the hard-hitting tight end and defensive lineman, saw the linebacker, he saw the drillers jump, but they didn't encroach. They got back in time, and then he thought it was time to roll. So right now, I don't want to say they're not functioning correctly, completely, this football team, but I get the feeling that Coach Yavasel not feeling too confident right now in things.
Yeah, and I want Kern County to understand, this is a good Redwood football team. They're not that bad. I mean, they've come across a train that is rolling, and that train is called BHS Drillers right now.
Broderson out to Rogers. Rogers can really pack a wallop when he gets out there in the open. If he gets some running room, he's going to bring it again, Kern County. This is Dean Rogers, 6'3", 215. There's a good shot of him right there. And they're going to try to get in this end zone, as many times as they possibly can, but they have to do it wisely. They can't keep punting the ball and having the drillers get on the 40-yard line. So 2nd and 12, they actually trying to crawl back from that first down offsides penalty. $1:45 left here in the first quarter.
They're going to have to throw the ball some, and here we see him in a shotgun with a single back.
Well, they decide to run the ball, and it goes to Steven Oliveira. Steven Oliveira gets about 6 yards. Not a bad play, but it's going to bring up 3rd and 6. So we're just about finished here with this first quarter, and it's been a pretty good first quarter so far, especially if you're a BHS Driller fan. We had a lot of games tonight, a lot of playoff games. We'll get to that in the second quarter, and we've covered Liberty a couple times this season. We haven't seen the Drillers since week 1, so I think it's great to be back down here at downtown Bakersfield watching these Drillers of BHS. 3rd and 7. 1 minute exactly left here in the first quarter. Broderson, shotgun. Look out, he's in trouble again. They got him again. It's Lamont Whitehead again. But look at this, oh my goodness. Steven Oliveira picks the football up. Whoa. Brian Adams, what's your take on all that?
Vance, that was just one of those good bounces on a bad play for Redwood, because Lamont Whitehead gets the sack. The ball bounces right back to Phillip, and he takes off. But, I mean, one thing you got to look at is look how fast Daniel Calvin was. I mean, he almost caught him back.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, Steven Oliveira's 5'7", 155. Daniel Calvin, 6'5", 300.
Yep, and here we get to see it. Whitehead gets in there, strips the ball, bounces right up in his hands. He takes off. Now watch this, Kern County. You're going to see in the picture.
Look at
here
this big old boy.
77. Look at him. All you college scouts better look at this, because this kid's big and can run.
Well, speaking of big and can run, Dean Rogers for the Rangers takes another handoff, so I'd rather be lucky than good any day. That's what they say,
Yeah, that was lucky, but I'm still impressed with Daniel Calvin. Man, Daniel, make sure you keep a copy of this film here, because the college scouts want to look at this. He looks a little winded right now, though.
Well, Brian Adams is whispering in my ear that they might want to give Big Calvin a break, but he doesn't look like he's ready for it. He's over that center like he's ready to pounce, and here he comes. He guesses left. Steven Oliveira. Now he's looking over the sidelines, and he's saying, hey, how about a break here? Penalty, flag on the play.
And Vance, there's nothing wrong with that right there. The way that kid ran on the field, you just want to give him a quick breather, let him get his breath, and come back in. Because for a big guy to run that far, that's like running 100 meters right there.
Well, Loren Smith comes in for him, and he's 5'8", 220, so he gives up 6 inches and 80 pounds. But, I get the impression that that's not going to worry too many guys on the defensive side of the ball, except for the fact that here comes the Redwoods with a 15-yard penalty in their favor. Whoa!
Yeah.
Here's the call. Oh, wow. Unnecessary roughness on the Drillers.
Piled on a little bit there.
Is that what you think it was?
Yeah, got a little anxious there, or, piling on or something there. Getting up off the pile. Maybe someone pushed a little wrong way with a hand or something. But we've got the white hat out there is Nick Ellis, and trust me, Nick doesn't take anything. I know personally on this. You better watch what you say, even if you say it with respect, man. Woo!
Well, the game clock shows 12 minutes. They must have the last play because of a penalty, and that's it. End of the first quarter, 21-7. Drillers lead by 2 touchdowns. Redwood doesn't look too bad, and they're marching down the field. Back in the second quarter. This is Vance Palm, Paul Press, and Brian Adams with Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week. Playoff Weeks 1. Back in a moment.
Hi, my name is Tom. I've dumped the dish for Bright House Networks. Maybe you don't know this. If you have satellite service, you had to buy your receiver. I bought mine and it broke. And you know what happened? It took me 30 days to get a new one. I had online before. Slow. Roadrunner is fast, it's efficient, it's fun to use. You'll love it.
Dump the dish and get digital service from Bright House Networks for less than $29 a month.
Honey, are you gonna do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
Welcome back to Kern County. Hey, there it is. The Driller Tower, downtown Bakersfield. The train runs through it. 2nd and 9. First play of the second quarter. Brian Adams is down the field, scouring, scooping up information. 2nd and 9. So Brian's with the Calvin clan. We'll try to get with him in a few moments. Broderson takes it back. Broderson looks across the middle, has a man. Touchdown! Redwood High Rangers.
Yeah, I like this play action here. We get them, the Drillers, biting and coming and using their own pressure against them. They bring so many here. They what they do is they run a little play action, and all of a sudden they go over the top. They get man-on-man coverage, 10 on 10, and Redwood comes out on top. Nice little touch pass, gets it out there, and we've got a ball game.
Look at this, everybody. Man, oh man, a beautiful touch, a great reception. Look at this, 21-14. They start off the second quarter saying, hey, we know everybody loves BHS. We know we're in Bakersfield, but this coaching staff, this offensive coordinator, they're picking things out here correctly, Paul. They're really doing a nice job for Redwood.
Oh yeah, they're very, very, very good. So here we go. Watch the play action. We see him bite right there. We see all the linebackers. They do a good job of blocking it, and they get one-on-one coverage right there, and he gets behind that man-on-man coverage, and there it is. Beautiful pass.
Well, it's the second TD connection for Jared Cruz on the receiving end and their quarterback, Breck Broderson, and just like that, it's 21-14, just like that. Well, there's myself. Where's Paul? Hey, Big Paul. Hey. There's Big Paul Press. Our Volvo Rents big boom we have up there. Well, Brian Adams is scouring the stands, and from what we hear, he has a pretty hot spot, a hostile environment, if you will. We'll find him in just a moment, but hey, 21-14 right now. Here's our kicker for the Redwood Rangers, Jared Cruz. He just caught his second touchdown pass. All around great athlete. Taken out here by none other than Terrell Young. Terrell Young looks to get upfield. Ooh, he's wrapped up still on his feet. Can't be taken down. He's down at the 30-yard line. Brian Adams, what's the big story, Brian Adams? All right, we can't even go. We can't even go.
Wow, he's up in the BHS stands. He's still trying to get up in through all the crowd over there.
We can't even get to Brian Adams yet, Kern County. I know that you're
man. Wow. And here comes the BHS Driller offense. And we've got a few substitutions. Looks like 72's now in the game for them. Excuse me, Scott Harris, you've been in the game for the Drillers. I'm sorry about that. Scott Harris doing a great job there for the Drillers offense.
Philip Thomas fakes Terrell Young. Thomas still on his feet. Thomas can really just keep it going when he needs to. There's a 10-yard gain just like that, Paul. Just like that, 10 yards on a looked kind of discombobulated right up the middle of the field. And what's he do? 10 yards. Here's a perfect angle right here. Look at this. He just seems to make something out of it.
Big on big. Big on big. Spins out of one tackle there. And it's just straight what we call zone blocking. Smash mouth football.
Well, it looks like we're going to have a measurement. Brian Adams, what's the story up there?
Vance, I'm down here with decals people. We're on the Redwood side. They're cheering for the blue. Tell us a little bit about decal and how you know him.
Well, I talked to him. Oh, I'm sorry. I talked to him before the game. He's going to come out and make a statement right now. He's going to show what's going on for all of Southern California and BHF, man.
I hear that right there. And I know them personally, so that's a little something we do together. But
hey, Brian, that's an awfully big guy you're telling not to touch the microphone, man.
Well, they like family to me, so I can get away with it. Here go my other one right here. This is Justin Jones, a West High grad.
Oh, boy.
Thank you very much. You know, 7-7, we call him decal, but when he make a play, he hot, so he decaliente.
Oh!
Bakersfield was always better than Fresno teams anyway.
Back to you guys, man.
Brian, that is some good stuff right there. Look at Philip Thomas. Decides to keep. Philip Thomas could break it all the way. It's going to be a foot race. Speed, speed, speed. And he finally gets strung at the 5-yard line. Wow. Taken down out there by Adam Dunbar, but that's a DB taking down a quarterback, which means the quarterback made it into the interior, and he's gone, Paul. Woo. Caliente is right.
That was speed on speed right there, and Philip Thomas just showed everybody, wow, I am fast. It looks like he may have got his hand. It looks like he's holding his hand, but you know what? As long as he can hold on that football, because I don't think BHS is going to throw the ball.
Man, oh man, Brian Adams is with all of his BHS and West guys, and just like that, the vibrations start coming. Thomas pitches out to Young. Young cuts up, and he's taken down at about the 2-yard line, so wow-wee, Redwood scores, and a couple of plays later, that's all it takes for this talented BHS crew to just come running down the field. And, you know, Paul, our man Steve in the Californian has a great article on the front page of the sports section. BHS's Big Bad Blue crew, and they are big, bad, and blue. Look at this.
Man, they're just blocking people left and right, pushing people around. 81, man. This is a big tight end. Man,
that's Trevon.
Trevon Johnson. He's knocking people around and all the way and just stays on his block. We've got a flag out here. So what's that mean? They're going to move BHS back a little bit, make them go, make them go a little bit further. But, it takes more than 5 yards to stop a train. And that's what we've got going here. The BHS line is just impressive, very impressive.
Well, right now the score stands to where if you heard it across the community in another football stadium, it would sound pretty close, 21-14, but here come the Drillers, and they're looking again and again. Antoine Robertson gets very, very close, about the 3-yard line. So 10-minute mark left here in the first half. You're watching Bright House Network's exclusive coverage. We're the only ones in town that do this. Complete football game for you, and in a few moments, hope to get a little bit of a Bakersfield Blitz update from my man to the left here, Paul Press. 9. Hey, couldn't be a more opportune time. Paul Press, let's talk about Bakersfield Blitz for a second. Give us the word.
Well, we are Bakersfield, and that's Bakersfield Blitz. That means the Blitz is reaching out to the community. You'll see the Blitz sign out at the Golden Empire Bowl tomorrow.
Wow.
We have stepped up already and said, look, we're only maybe 2 weeks old with the new owners, new lower prices. You'll see some advertisement in the Bakersfield Californian coming out this weekend.
So if you're watching this Saturday morning, if you're watching this Saturday morning, get out to the Golden Empire Bowl up at BC.
Go out to the Golden Empire Bowl. Oh, please, go out and support the Renegades. This is a great junior college stadium and a program. Coach Chudy and them do a great job. I know I'm supposed to talk about the Blitz, but I'm excited about Bakersfield College.
It's all good. So the Blitz are working into the system, though, with BC.
Oh, hey, we're a community team.
Love it.
We are community owned. It's a locally owned team now. And we're all about the community and putting back into the community. And we're doing great. Our office is up and running. We start selling tickets on Monday. Hey, $10. You can get a seat for $10. That's the lower bowl.
That's what I want to hear. And Brian Adams is over there saying, yeah, man. Hey, Philip Thomas trying to take it in. He's short, so it'll be 4th and goal from about the 1-inch line. And for BHS,
well,
I mean, if I'm gonna speak for the armchair quarterbacks, I don't think they're too worried. Nice stop here. Nice stop. I'm surprised Thomas, who normally carries the ball so freely, doesn't throw that out here. Yeah. Well, this Redwood High Ranger defense could have a really big stop here. Nope. Touchdown, Bakersfield High. The talented quarterback, Philip Thomas, stalled for a second, took a quick step, and leaped in. So
You know,
that's going to be 27-14.
I'm going to ask Brian Adams, when you're down there right now, what I saw right there was a great quarterback keeper. He took the snap and took one step back and kind of got a read and saw a hold on the sideline view where you were at. Could you see it?
Paul, that's exactly what he did. He just took the snap, gave himself a time to make a read with that one step back, and he just used his power and athletic ability just to jump over and make the play. But that was a very smart decision not to just go right to where Big 78 for Redwood. They had that little initial hole plug. Great recognition, great read, great reaction. Back to you guys.
Well, PAT is good by Derek Thompson. Paul's calling it. Brian's calling it. It's all pretty easy to call when they're running it so cleanly. 2-touchdown lead right now for the Drillers. They're up 28-14. Hey, Brian, I'd like to keep this conversation fresh here in the first half about head coach Paul Gola. You're a Driller. I don't know if you knew him before he came in, but you being a Driller, do you get a sense that some of that blue pride has crept its way back into downtown Bakersfield?
Well, Vince, the one thing that I know that he pushed, I've had a chance to talk to him a few times this season, even though we haven't covered him since the first week, is that the tradition and the history. And that's kind of a double-edged sword, because when you talk about the tradition and history, you put expectations on your team, but you also almost have them playing against something that's unattainable. And you got to remember, when you get this mystique back, everybody wants to beat you, so now you're taking people's best shots. And so I think he's done a great job of instilling that tradition and getting the guys ready for play every week. And they learn from experience at Foothill that they got to come out and play hard every game, or they have a chance to get beat. Back to you guys.
Well, it's well put, Brian. Appreciate that coming from a Driller. Here come the Drillers on the kickoff. They're up 2 TDs, 28-14, and we've got flags already. They can only mean one thing. That could be offsides. Am I correct?
Yeah, I was right here in front of us. And, you know, it didn't look like he was going to call it at first, and then one of the Redwood coaches was right behind him and said, you better call that one. Don't let that one slide. So he did his job being impartial there and threw the flag. You know, then we get a shot of Nick Ellis there running across and replacing it, letting him know. But one thing about the Drillers here and their coaching and everything, congratulations to former head coach Tim Hartnett over at Golden Valley. Second year at varsity, and they win the SSL. Very impressive over there. So congratulations to Coach Hartnett in Golden Valley.
Like Bobby Henzo can throw a football, and Bryson Hodge. These guys, you know, this next year's going to be great to see them in a new conference, and it's just hats off to him. And, you know, hey, hats off to Rich Cornford. Again, he just every year cranks out these potent teams. I hope to see them here in the next couple of weeks.
Man, I'm so happy about West High graduating from West High. Coach Cornford, man, I tell him all the time, and he's so modest. You know, he's like, well, you know, Coach Press, it's, you know, the kids. Coach Cornford, if you're watching this, I'm telling you, you've done a lot, and the people that graduated from West High, thank you very much.
Well, a little pooch kick now. They kind of rethink their strategy. It might go out of bounds. Oh, and it should have gone out of bounds. They'd have got 15 more yards.
Ouch.
Yikes. Well, that's young Adam Dunbar down there, and he's a good quality player. He's already made some nice plays, but that could have given him 15 more yards. But, hey, 1st and 10. Redwood High Rangers have had their scores, and here's this little kickoff here. You think you might want to let this go out just take a chance.
Yeah. What I like about this, though, is look like BHS does have their zone kicking in place, which what I used to call, when I called special teams, I'd have zones and I'd place a number so we knew where we were kicking the ball.
Alan Milan and Kyle Overmeyer split way right. Broderson hands off to Rogers. Rogers up the middle, gets 4 or 5 yards. So Redwood has started their offensive series, I think, identically every single time. They start off handing the ball to their big fella, let him run up the middle and see things, and then boom, they strike. And it's been quarterback strikes from Broderson to Jared Cruz. That's been the story for the Rangers. For the Drillers, quite frankly, to me, it's been Philip Thomas so far. And, of course, their big line, but Philip Thomas is he's a superstar already. 2nd and 8. Broderson from the shotgun. Has Steven Oliveira back there with him. Receivers all over the place. Broderson fakes the handoff. Broderson in trouble, slips, and now he's down. A very unfortunate slip. That'll bring up 3rd and very, very long.
Yeah, as we see it here, He sets back, and the middle of this BHS field, right down the very middle, looks a little slippery, as we see right there. But I was just admiring the BHS field is held up pretty good. From the hash marks to the sideline looks really good. It's right down the middle of the field where it looks a little dirty and slippery. But hey, congratulations to BHS drillers. I'm looking around this field and all these sponsors and these signs. It looks great.
Spoken like a true owner and general manager. The ball's launched up there. Oh man, it's up for grabs, and it should be if it's still in bounds. It is picked off, and it's going the other way. Oh, wow. The coaches for the Redwood Rangers thought for sure that ball was caught out of bounds. They are adamant that he was out of bounds. I don't know the name of that assistant coach, but, well, that's Saxon Moore there, and he's hot. Woo,
wow. And Saxon Moore, yeah, he's I've seen him out of some passing league tournaments, and he'll let an official and he'll let some people know how he feels. And then we see the head coach walk over a little bit calmer and say, look, I think you missed that one, and you know what he's setting up, a call later.
Oh, fumble. Thomas picks it up. The ball bounced off the ground, and Thomas picks it up. He's gone. Touchdown, Drillers. And Coach Yavasel for the Redwood Rangers just tosses up his playbook in disgust.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, look out. Drillers up 20.
Yeah. Ball goes on the ground. He just reaches down, picks it up, and says, I'll take this, thank you. And it takes
I'll
off.
take it, and I think what I'll do is I'll sprint to that corner over there that's wide open and score another touchdown. You know, Brian Adams, you haven't been an overly superlative announcer. You try to keep your comments pretty even keel, but what do you think of Philip Thomas, Brian Adams?
Well, Vance, you see right there, he's going to have to make a play as he's going to throw this up here to the big fella, Johnson.
And he throws.
You asked me about him.
Hey, Brian, let's start this over. As a bobbled snap, why don't you tell me how Philip Thomas is going to score?
You asked me about him.
Wow, wait.
About his ability, that just shows it right there. He fumbles it, the snap's so low, he grabs it, he picks it up, he throws to Johnson, Big Trevon's in the back. Like you do, fire drill, you get out, get in your spot, nice throw. That's his first pass I think he's thrown all night long, so he's 1 for 1 and gets 2 points out of it. And then Trevon Johnson had to point to me and let me know that he got it. I know, big fella, you made the catch. But he's a special talent, you know, he's only a junior. And you gotta remember, people who are seeing him now for the second time with Bright House, the first week he's a receiver, and at one point he was still leading the SEYL in receptions and hadn't played like in 4 games. So that's just what kind of talent he is. And we talked about him being a Division I prospect, and you can see right now why he would be one.
Well, as we're watching this Volvo Rinse replay, there's the bobbled snap. Now he looks, he launches it at the deep of the end zone. There's our man Brian Adams back there just watching it, and it couldn't have been more apropos as I'm asking our man Brian to talk about this young, talented kid. He comes through like that. That's kind of silly. Right now, the Drillers are up 22 with 7:37 left in this first half of this ball game. Week 11, game 11. You're watching week 1 of playoff football. Redwood has kind of been in it, but they've been really better dig in now. Maybe put this ball in the end zone here with 7.5 left in this first half, or things could get out of hand pretty quickly.
Yeah, this Philip Thomas, I was just amazed at his athleticism. It reminds me of a former driller that went on and had a great career in college, James Miguel. Athletic, could play quarterback, could play defense and everything else. We see a high kick here.
Jared Cruz has a gap, and he gets up to the 36-yard line, and should be a face mask, and I think it will be, so another 15 yards onto that, so it looks like now another flag. Ooh, boy. Well, I think it's just one flag, but they're trying to spot it there, so they might have the ball at the 50-yard line after all is said and done here.
Well, I don't know if it's a full, well, they're going to call it because of the face mask. It was on Whitehead, you know, but Lamont, he's just trying to make a tackle. As we see here, this is a nice setup, but Redwood does a good job of setting it up. Right there, you see the wedge setting and everything. They do a good job of blocking this. He hits the hole here, full stride, gets through. So right here, you see the face mask right there, and he lets go of it. He's a
good athlete, and he plays the game clean. I like that. That's a good BHS Driller player right there.
Redwood Rangers, Dean Rogers on the outside. Dean Rogers gets outside and gets about a 7-yard gain, but there he is again, big Lamont Whitehead. Everywhere you look, he's there. We also want to tip our hats out there to Diego Medrano. And of course, Austin Ferguson. We haven't mentioned what seems to be a long-time varsity player, Billy Ross, the outside linebacker for the Drillers. Well, here's our TD, our Volvo Rents replay of our touchdown a little bit earlier. Oh, another bobble. You know, just let him bobble the ball and he'll score or do something.
Wow. There he goes. Wow.
2nd and 4 for the Rangers. Broderson hands the ball up to Steven Oliveira. Steven Oliveira runs into a very big wall of Driller defensive linemen. And I don't know what he got. Not a bad placement, Paul. Not a bad placement.
No.
3rd and 3, 3rd and 2 maybe. We're ticking under the 7-minute mark. We're just under 7 minutes here left in this first half. Paul, some big football games tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad you brought your handy-dandy, trusty Californian here, our man Stevie V.
Stevie V is a good reporter. I'm glad
Sure
that
is.
California have him. Good job, Steve. I like reading his articles.
Our main man, Tony LaCava, sports editor out there, has got Steve. Now, here's a replay of this interception a few moments ago that was coming right at us, Paul, and forget about whether he's in or out. This is one great interception here.
Yeah, he plays it great. He puts the receiver on his head.
He's in. He's completely in.
A nice call by the official, right on top of it. And we can see it on the replay. Nice call. He puts the receiver on his hip, screens him out. You know this as a basketball coach. Well, you'd like that.
That's Big Bill. Looks like Big Bill Lambier in there letting him hear it.
Yeah.
Well, great shot, Bright House fellas. We appreciate that under the direction of Bertie Johnson. And we know that he was inbounds. 3rd and 7. Here come the Rangers. He launches it up there. A lot of activity down there. Oh, and he throws the flag.
Oh, come on.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, Paul. Might have been something a little bit before what we saw at the end there. It may be a little bit of cantankerous play out there just a little before the end of it. I don't know what we'll see unfolding on our replay here, but what we saw at the end I don't think was interference. It's most certainly the call, but it might have been a little before what we all saw. Let's see.
There was a little bit of bumping going on, but it was in the first 5 yards. The ball was not in the air yet. You know, what happens here, and I'm not making any excuses for the officials, but here's the deal. A lot of high schools do not play bump and man coverage.
Right.
These high school officials see a lot of zone coverage, so there's not a whole lot of contact.
Well, Eric Johnson's up close on Alan Milan. If Broderson looks this way, he gets it to the big guy, Dean Rogers. Dean Rogers takes a big hit out there by who else? Diego Medrano. Diego Medrano, 6'3", 240. He's a junior. I'm sure we might be hearing about this kid. That's a pretty big hit on a 6'3" running back. Hey, we've got a second here to talk about Centennial at Clovis West. Centennial at Clovis West.
Wow. You know, Centennial, what do you say? I mean, Clovis West is amazing. That's a long ways to drive to go up there and play such a good team.
Hey, it's been a tough year for Centennial. Let's see if Nixon can put it together tonight.
Oh, very
2nd
good
and 7.
coach.
Rogers. Now this looks like, if anything, they were getting tied up there, but not this time. Not this time. Buchanan, 5-5. Brian Adams, Buchanan, 5-5 at Liberty, 8-2.
Well, Liberty, I believe, has the second best defense in the section in Division I. I think Liberty's whole thing has been in the games they lost, they haven't got any offense. But I think they found their offense by feeding the ball to what I believe is the best back in the area, and that's Devin Pruitt. Ooh. So I think Liberty has a chance to win tonight.
Big down, 3rd and 7 for the Rangers of Redwood High. 5.5 left here in the first half. Broderson runs to his left. He can throw across his body, but he's got all kinds of pressure on him. He launches it out, and it's caught. What a catch, what a play. First down, Redwood. That is very, very impressive athleticism. Running to your left, throwing across your body, and a great snag out there by Dean Rogers. No, was it Rogers that caught that?
Yeah, here we go. As we see it on the Volvo Rents replay here.
keeps it alive, keeps his feet going, squares his shoulders. This young man's been coached so well, this quarterback. Somebody has been working with this quarterback from Redwood.
His two older brothers.
Yeah, because he is very, very good.
1st and 10. Brett Broderson, the sophomore, is keeping this squad in it. Man, what a player. He launches one to the corner. He likes what he sees. It is, fantastic defense out there. That's some pretty nice D out there by Terrell Young. A nice pass, and frankly should have been caught, but Terrell Young was up there playing D. What'd you see, Brian? Did you see anything down there?
Well, Vance, he threw the ball where he wanted to, and that's just a catch where you have to make a catch under duress, where you kind of do like an interference drill. But one thing that you want to do, this is a situation where having that big receiver makes a difference. And we've seen that in a few games. If you can get that 6'3", 6'4" guy out there and you throw that fade up, he can just go up and jump up and catch it. It's very hard for a small receiver. He has to kind of do it over the shoulder catch. Back to you guys.
2nd and 10, 4:56 left in the first half. Drillers up by 22, but it's been a very good ball game. Should be a screenplay, and it is. Oh my goodness, the referee's in the way. Jared Cruz gets a nice gain out of it, but the fans and the coaches and everybody wants the ref out of the way. Hey, what's a guy supposed to do when he's trying to call a play?
Well, the officials are part of the field. You've got to adjust for them, and a lot of times you'll even have plays for them.
Whoa! Well,
we've got to use them a little bit.
We've got a timeout on the field. I'd love it if our director, Bernie, could give us that shot one more time, Bernie. I don't know if you can hear me, but that replay, you put a full week's work in. You're a referee doing some other thing in life. You come out here, high school football, first week of the playoffs. You're doing a great job, and all of a sudden, you've got a running back coming right at you. Look out. Oh, yeah, he almost had a couple defensive guys pick him off, too. Well, we've got a timeout on the field, and that gives me a chance to ask Mr. Paul Press what he thinks about Stockdale 6-4 at Clovis 5-5.
Stockdale has a chance, people. I'm curious to watch this. Kenny Shanahan's back. I don't know if the quarterback, I didn't get a chance to talk to my buddies, the coaches over at Stockdale this week. I've been so busy, and they've been busy, obviously, is to see if Tom Brzezinski's back at quarterback. They've had to use Kenny Shanahan the last few weeks at quarterback. But they've already played Clovis once this year in Clovis, and came up very, very close to beating them once. To beat Stockdale twice in 1 year, Clovis is going to have to play well.
You saw our digital cable logo. Hey, if you've got digital cable, you can replay this big third down. He's got a man open, and oh, goodness gracious. Coach is looking for the call. Well, Brian, you were right there. David Edwards was pretty physical, but what was your take on it?
Well, David Edwards was right there. He made a play. He reached around with his left hand. He got away a little bit with his right hand being there. But like you said earlier, Van, if the referee doesn't call it, it's not a penalty.
Well, that goes back to my basketball days, and somebody would make a great move, and they'd take 3 or 4 steps and travel. But hey, if it's not called, it's one heck of a great move. 4th and 5. Redwood.
Look at the
Forget about field goals. They're going for the TD, or at least a first down. Quarterback Broderson lobs one up. I don't think this can happen, and it is. Oh, what a great effort out there by both athletes. Eric Johnson, we call him EJ, goes against Jared Cruz, and that was a really, really nice effort by both players.
Yeah, we'll watch this develop right here. They run the fake here in the backfield, a little play action. I'm not so sure, you don't play action when you're running a fade. Hey, I don't know, this quarterback, just snap him the ball, don't run the play action, let him get it out there and give your receiver a chance to get it.
Well, big stop by the Drillers. Hats off to their defensive squad. They hold a momentous run there by the Redwood Rangers, but they stop them. The ball comes to the left side. Look out, everybody. It's Terrell Young. Terrell Young breaks one free. Now it's going to be a foot race, and I don't think there's anybody that's going to catch him except for the end zone. Touchdown, Drillers.
Wow. He hit 4th gear right in front of us. And then I think he hit 5th gear about 20 yards down from us.
Well,
he is fast.
Adam Dunbar was going to make one last effort, but I just think I think he drafted Terrell Young if nothing else.
Well, Dunbar's fast, don't get me wrong. He almost caught him. But you got to remember, how many times has Dunbar had to try to chase down somebody tonight? You know, Adam Dunbar's been playing both ways. He's got to be getting tired.
Well, we've got some dejected players down on the bench there for the Redwood High Rangers, and their coaches are over there talking to them, saying, "Fellas, we have a lot of football left. Let's buck up here and see what we can do." But
wow,
43-14. The Drillers are looking very, very impressive. And hey, Redwood's got some tools. They've got some things they can strike with here. But for a total team effort, BHS putting it together. Here's our Volvo Rinse replay, Paul.
Yeah, here we go. Little shotgun fly motion. Nice. Once again, he had to slow down a little bit on the timing on the snap, but not bad. And there we go. He hits the hole right there. And bye-bye Young. There he goes. And he hits fifth gear right about there. And whoa, yeah, he outran us. He outran our cameras. And right here, hey, Dunbar makes a nice swipe. Nice swipe at his feet, but just mistimed the swipe. And Young steps right over his swipe at his ankles. And there's a nice, what was that, 90 yards?
About an 85-yarder.
Wow.
Special hello out there to another fast guy out there, Mike Duncan, Grand National Champion in NASCAR. He won it back-to-back, everybody, 2 years in a row. Yours truly here in Kern County, Mike Duncan. And he will represent the entire western region of NASCAR again next year as the two-time back-to-back champion. I want to congratulate him on an excellent, excellent year. There's another number 9 right there, so that's an apropos statement. Derek Thompson, he's perfect tonight, and this number 9 will kick it deep. Ooh, it's up and it's way back there. So, here's another angle from our touchdown here, and you know, if it's going to be Philip Thomas, you have to worry about him. If it's going to be, you know, Terrell Young, you have to worry about him. If it's going to be Antoine Robinson, you got to worry about him. You have to worry about all of these athletes. But right here, Paul, this just beautiful running here. Nice block out here.
Kick out block. Number 45 gets out there and makes a nice block. That's Kalen White. Does a good job. And then here goes the speed. There he is, fifth gear. Looks like Duncan going around the track. He's so fast,
down the back
man.
straightaway.
Woo! There it is. Champions all over Bakersfield.
Broderson hands the ball up the middle, and he is met instantly. Boy. That's Steven Oliveira, and he is 5'7", 155 pounds, and he's being helped up from the gentleman that tackled him, Stephen Gelmini, 5'8", 200. So some gentlemanly things going on after they pop him around. That'll bring up second and, I think they lost a few yards there. Second and 11, maybe second and 10. 3:45 left here in the first half. It's been a lot of drillers, not all drillers. Redwood's had some nice moments, but it's been about 80-20, I think. 80-20 drillers. Broderson, talented quarterback, as a sophomore. He's got two older brothers that have played here. Now a little trickery. Oh boy, this is the man that's going to do it. If anybody, Jared Cruz has caught 2 touchdowns already. But hey, look at this. Daniel Calvin, 6'5", 300 pounds, running guys down and then landing on top of them, flattening them out. Woo, boy.
Yeah.
Look at that big boy.
Well, Billy Ross does his job. He doesn't make the tackle, but Billy Ross makes him go way outside here on this little toss reverse. Here it is. We get the motion coming. He flips it out, tosses it out, and right there, Billy Ross gets his hands on him, slows him down, and then watch this. Here comes big number 77, rumbling, bumbling down the runway, and pow!
Listen to Paul Perez, a la Keith Jackson. The pass is out there to Dean Rogers. He takes it, but wrapped up there very nicely out there by Lamont Whitehead. A nice tackle. And right now, I think if we're going to stay with our auto racing terminologies, they are running on all cylinders, these drillers.
Oh, yeah, they are. And there goes big Daniel Calvin. They're going to give him a little break right here. But I'm telling you, who's really impressing me on this defense is not only Calvin, and he's screening there, but watch this tackle right here, number 1. If you play Golden Empire football or Jack Frost football, young people, you need to go talk to Lamont Whitehead because he knows how to tackle.
Trouble on the snap. Oh, and it's blocked. Look out. Now it comes back to the punter. He just better get out of trouble. Oh, and he takes a nice big hit out there by Billy Ross. So look out, Kern County. These drillers are fired up.
Wow. What do you say?
Well, first of all, you know, let's be frank. Redwood's got the jitters.
Yeah. You know, they're almost. Oh my goodness.
Well, in this instance, you know, you almost want to tell this kid, take the safety, take the 2 points, because right now the drillers are knocking on the door for another 6. Here's our Volvo Rents replay, and the punter's just trying to get out of trouble there, and that's Adam Dunbar, but wow, Billy Ross makes him pay, and now the drillers are in the neighborhood again. It's 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line, and had they taken the safety, they could punt it away, but no dice. Seth Moore working overtime, and he gets up to about the 5-yard line, so could get ugly here at the end of the first half. 1:50 left in the first half. The drillers up 43-14, and might give Coach Gola in the second half an opportunity to get some of these other kids on the field, give them some playoff experience. I know we might be jumping the gun, but I don't see BHS slowing down.
No, they punched this in. 50 points in the first half. That's a pretty good first half. Arena football, I'd be happy. My team puts up 50 points in the first half. Hey, we're happy.
Second and goal from the 2-yard line, and the big boy, does he get in? He's trying, but this Redwood High Ranger defense is not going to give in.
No, Redwood, these kids from Redwood High, they don't quit. They're not going to quit. They're too well coached to quit. And they're a little smaller than the BHS kids, but they're strong. They've got a good weight program there. These kids from Redwood, they do lift. They're very strong kids. They're not just going to say, you know what, we're down. But you got to remember, for these seniors at Redwood, this is their last time of putting on pads and helmets, some of them.
Great point, Paul.
You know, they're not like some of the seniors here in Bakersfield who get to play in the Blitz Bowl. So some of the seniors here in Kern County, I am keeping my eye out, and we will have a Blitz Bowl game.
Wow, you heard it here first. Paul Press with a Blitz Bowl. Hey, those are fun, man. Those are a lot of good fun. Well, in your upper right corner, you might have seen Brian Adams back there, standing, looking, wondering, wow, just how many points can this driller offense rack up in front of my eyes? Here's another 6 right here. Antoine Robertson goes in, makes it 49-14, and I know this might sound a bit kooky, but just 10 minutes ago, this ball game was close.
Oh, 10 minutes ago was what, 21-14?
Yep. 28-14 with Redwood marching.
Yeah.
Drillers stop them, and it's been all drillers since then.
That interception, and all of a sudden, you know, Redwood's going, trying to make it 21-28, and all of a sudden the interception, and here comes the drillers, pow, pow, pow. Phew.
To make it 50, here's Derek Thompson. The snap, the hold, the kick, it's up, and an even 50 here in the first half. So this is the kind of score that'll get read around the community in different stadiums we have for tonight, where you might get a 50-14. 61 seconds left in the first half. Before we go away into the halftime, let's talk about Arvin 5-5 at Cesar Chavez. Arvin 5-5, Cesar Chavez 5-5.
Arvin.
Attaboy. Sunnyside at Garces. Brian Adams, Sunnyside at Garces. What do you think the Rams have for us, Brian, here tonight?
I'll answer that for Brian. We
doesn't want to talk about
Garces.
Brian doesn't want to talk about Garces.
Sunnyside's getting better. Sunnyside, I remember that high school being built. I lived right by it when they were building it up in Fresno for a year or two when I lived up there. But Garces, very good.
East at Hanford West.
Woo, that's going to be a tough one.
That will be a tough one. I'm picking East. I picked my guy Maples, and like to see that happen.
I'd like to see it happen. Hanford West is very good this year. They got a new head coach up there.
Oh.
And their coach left and went over to Selma. Coach Fowler, a friend of mine. And the head basketball coach at Hanford West is an old roommate of mine, Tim Cadillo. I ran into him here in town. And he says Hanford West has got some athletes there. So East High, I am hoping East High pulls it off.
Bright House Network's Kern County subscribers, if you haven't noticed yet, you know, I don't know anybody in this town, but Paul Press and Brian Adams, they're dialed in. You mentioned something, they know somebody. Something's happening in our football arena here. We've got stuff happening. Here it is. The kickoff is taken by Jared Cruz. Jared Cruz really hoping to find a gap up there. Wow, some big hits up there at about the 20-25 yard line. There's some serious contact still taking place, and a bit of a chill starting to ease its way through here, the downtown area, so you never know if that's going to be a factor later on. But at 50-14, the Drillers up 36 right now as we head into halftime.
Yeah, and here we see that Drillers kick off, and they don't quite hit the end zone this time, so we get a chance to see this speedy return of Jared Cruz. He's very fast. And BHS Drillers bottle it all up right there in the middle and make a big pile. 51 seconds left. Let's see what Redwood does here. You know, you've got a good quarterback. I'm sure that it looks like they've had a spread formation. Oh, it looks like we have an equipment timeout. We got number 6 for BHS.
David Edwards is coming out, and Gola's swimming somebody in there pretty quick, Seth Moore. So I think we just got an equipment timeout, or is there some angst over there?
Yeah, we'll leave it out of equipment timeout, and we'll let the Drillers work it out among themselves. So I believe it was a helmet thing.
Broderson drops straight back. He's got trouble. Calvin right in his face.
Oh, I don't blame him. Big Daniel Calvin coming after me. Is supposed to be a screen over to the left. Daniel Calvin, 300 pounds, and he doesn't run like a normal 300-pounder. He is big, strong, and fast, and this kid has got to be going somewhere. I mean, holy smokes. I hope he plays 4 years of college ball and then comes back home and wants to play some arena, but I'm sure he'll go somewhere else.
I hope he plays hoop.
Wow.
2nd and 10, 47 seconds left here in the first half. It's all BHS, up by 36. Broderson hands off to Dean Rogers. Rogers has a lot of room, but he's running over his lineman. Rogers runs up to about the 44-yard line. A nice run down there, but the clock continues to roll. I believe they'll roll that clock. Hey, Brian Adams, you're down on the sidelines. I think you're going to get Coach Gola. If that's the fact, give us a preview of what you might chat about him with.
Well, Vance, I think one thing I'm talking about is his defense. I mean, that's what's really been going well for him right now is their defense. Only holding team to 14 points. They had a short field, and they're continuing to attack. So I'm going to talk to him a little bit about his defense, and then, of course, about the Philip Thomas.
The Philip Thomas era. Thank you, Brian. 24 seconds left here in the first half. Broderson from the shotgun. Decent protection. He lobs one up, but this is going to be a penalty called on this, and it looks like his tall running back, Dean Rogers, was held up and couldn't get free. That's my only guess out there in the open field. I don't think it would be offensive interference. Let's see what happens. He looks over at the, oh, look at this. An ineligible receiver downfield. Kind of a funky call on 1st and 10. You know, you normally see this like on a 4th and 30, last play of the football game, but 1st and 10.
Well, what happened here was there was a mix-up with Redwood in their positioning. They had somebody covered up. They had somebody covered up who wasn't supposed to be covered up on the line of scrimmage, and then they had. You're lucky they didn't get illegal set there. So they got a illegal man downfield.
Got it.
Which he was covered up on the line of scrimmage. He should have been off the line of scrimmage.
Thanks, Paul. 2nd and 10. Broderson again from the shotgun. Has a man over the middle, and it's picked off. Eric Johnson. EJ's got some room. EJ looking to make a run back. Can he get back there? Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson's still on his feet, and he is taken down with exactly 1 second left here.
Oh.
And wait a second. What's happening?
Oh, a little bit of too much celebrating on BHS sideline. You know, and here comes the flag. Too much celebrating. And they give us a flag. So they're going to move it back. And so, you know, a little bit of celebration. And they move it back. BHS probably going to take a knee here. No harm, no foul. These are young men. They're excited.
Great play by Eric
game.
Johnson here in our Volvo Rinse replay. He wants the end zone, man. He's not content to just go down and end the half. He's looking, hey, man, I want to get in if I can get in. Well,
Billy Ross was waiting for him to pitch it. And then Billy goes out there and makes a nice block. Wow.
Well, I think BHS will take a knee here. And it looks like exactly what they're going to do. It's 50-14, and that's the end of the first half. Wow. It's all BHS, up 36. We've got our man Brian Adams. He's hoping to get head coach Paul Gola if he can get him. So Brian Adams, he's walking over your way. Let's see if we can get him. Let's go down to Brian Adams. Brian.
Vance, I'm here with Coach Gola. Coach Gola, first playoff game here. You're bringing back the tradition. What did you like about this execution in the first half, especially your defense?
Well, you know, we got a couple long balls caught on us and made a couple adjustments with our safeties. The kids are really playing hard. They're extremely excited this game. We had Coach Ned Perimeter in, gave us a pregame speech, and our kids are pretty excited and ready to go.
Well, that's a great guy to give a speech. He's a great coach, great friend of mine as well. I want to talk to you about Philip Thomas. It seems like when him coming at the quarterback position has just really opened up the offense with having a two-headed attack with both Young and Thomas.
It's us. You know, the big thing is down in the trenches. We're able to have consistent drives where earlier in the year things are kind of messed up front and we're going touchdown, 3 and out. Now we're consistently moving the ball, and that's the thing that I like to see.
All right, Coach Gola, thank you. Good luck in the second half. Back to you.
Thanks, Brian. Hey, everybody, halftime. All BHS, 50-14, back with the third quarter.
Hi, honey. Did you find a pair of shoes?
Yes.
The new Honda Civic two-door Coupe EX. 40 miles to the gallon and holds 40 pairs of shoes in the trunk. Less gas, more money, more shoes. What's your lifestyle?
Honey, are you going to do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
I'm down here with Coach Yavasil. Coach Yavasил is not what you guys wanted in that first half. It looked like you got right back in the game, and a couple of big plays took you out of the first half. But the kids showed a lot of fight. What are you going to have the kids do the second half?
Well, right now we just try to crawl back in it, and try to keep playing hard and not quit, and it's a big score right now, but we got to score on this possession and come back and see what we can do.
Well, good luck in your efforts the second half, Coach. Back to you guys, Vance.
Thank you, Brian. Paul Press is alongside me, and Paul at 50-14, 36-point deficit to start off the second half. Come on, the average football fan who's sitting in the living room, whatever, says, this thing's over. A lot of times that's not true. But with this BHS team looking this good, looking this strong, looking this big, bad, and blue, does Redwood have a chance?
Has a chance. Everybody has a chance. It's high school football. Never say never. And this Redwood, Redwood team's not going to just lie down the second half. They're going to come back. If I was a betting man, I like to go to Vegas, but I don't bet over there. If I was a betting man, I wouldn't take Redwood right now. But you know what? The ball's not perfectly round. Football's not perfectly round. It takes some odd bounces. But got a little statistics for you.
Hey, Paul, let's hear some stats on give us some numbers, Paul.
Biggest one is BHS total offense, well over 400 yards in the first half. Mel Gardella, she's a reporter for the California. She's here. Ran into her, met her a couple weeks ago. Anyway, Philip Thomas. Anybody want to take a guess how many total yards?
6,042.
Pretty close. It's about 6,178, minus 6,000.
178 yards for Philip Thomas in the first half.
Yes.
And a botched PAT hold that he turned into a two-pointer, throwing it.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. Well, hey, if you were to go second half only at 0-0, Redwood Rangers coming down I-99 to play against Bakersfield High School Drillers, and they pretty much had all they bargained for here in the first half. Let's see
What'll happen in the second half? Here's the kickoff to start the second half. Playoff football week number 1, but week 11 for Bright House Networks. It's going to be taken out there by number 80. Nice moves out there, but wow, even better tackling out there by Ross. So Kyle Overmeyer tried to put a little juke here and there, but Billy Ross, and Billy Ross, he's been playing on this varsity team. I think he's been playing here 3 years now.
Since 8th grade, huh? Man, I tell you, well, we can't say that, it's CIF, huh? So Billy Ross hasn't been here since 8th grade, but he's been playing varsity for a long time.
Well, 2 years ago, I covered a couple of Driller games, and he was making big plays as a sophomore, so I think this is the same one. Maybe I need to be corrected. Could have been one of his brothers. 1st and 10, first series for the Rangers. Talented quarterback Brett Broderson. He's only a sophomore, so he's got some years ahead of him here, but he hands the ball off to their running back out there, Dean Rogers, and the first play from scrimmage starts off with the big fella just pounding him.
Yeah, and he comes in there and just, wow. Daniel Calvin slices through, shoots the right gap there, and man, just shows why he's, I don't know who's doing the voting for an all-area lineman, but this kid, if he's not on the all-area lineman team, wow. He's very impressive. He's making a good case for lineman of the year right here tonight.
Broderson, quick drop back. It's caught out there by number 6, but he's wrapped up very quickly. Alan Milan catches it, but he's wrapped up and tossed to the ground by none other than Billy Ross again. And that'll bring up 3rd and long. So
yeah, you know,
here's
Billy
our Volvo
Ross,
Rents replay. He's got a nice arm, this kid.
Oh, he throws a great ball, an out ball, and that's the true test of a good quarterback. If you can throw the deep out, that's what everybody looks at. If you go to the Nike Elite camps, you'll see their quarterbacks all throwing deep outs or 15-yard comebacks. They want to see how well they put a zip on that ball. And he's got good arm strength for such a young quarterback.
Rogers and Cruz split right. Broderson from the shotgun. Thrown out there, and thought it was caught, and I think he thought he caught it too. Peter Vermillion dropped
3.
it, thought he had it. Billy Ross out there closely. Honestly, I thought Vermillion thought he had caught it as well, but nonetheless brings up 4th and long, and they're going to have to punt the football. Let's see here. Boy, I think Vermillion thought he had it as well.
Billy Ross makes a great job, stretches out right there. Right before the ball gets there, he dives, barely gets a hand on there. I have yet to see Billy Ross miss a tackle, and he plays football very well. Very good player.
And you probably won't tonight. 4th and 7, Rangers have to punt it up. Perfect snap. Left-footed punter, and might take kind of a squirrely bounce, as it has been all night for this punter. He's got some pretty good bounces. He's had some bad luck back there, Adam Dunbar, but the ball will be down at the Drillers' 43-yard line, so an opportunity to see this potent Driller offense. I believe Coach Gola will come back in with his first crew, and he does. The talented quarterback, Philip Thomas, 173 yards. Is that what you said? 137. 173. Do we lose our...
178, somewhere in there. 173, 178. You know, and let's see if they add to it, which I believe they will. You know, this is the first unit, or number 1 unit, and usually in this situation, you might get 2 series, and then you're done for the night. So you want to try to make the most of it.
Vince Van Horn out to the left side. Thomas hands it off to Kalen White. Kalen White still on his feet, gets about 2 yards, so I don't know if Coach Gola will go to the air unless he really truly needed to. You never really know. I mean, we haven't seen Philip Thomas throw the ball really at all tonight, you know. Yeah. So I just think Coach Gola is going to just grind this thing out. We heard him talk to Brian here and said, hey, the things I'm not happy with is we had 2 long passes that got past us and resulted in TDs, so I think he might tighten things up here the second half, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, as you said, young Vince Van Horn, only a sophomore out here for the Drillers, carrying on that Van Horn tradition.
Pitch goes out to Justin Jackson. Justin Jackson still on his feet. Justin Jackson. Boy, these Driller runners just keep going and going and going. And I guess if you're not from Kern County, you don't know that, but they just keep coming at you. Wow.
Yeah, impressive. They're going to ground it out here. And we see some, you know, we already see Gola making a few changes, and we'll probably see a lot of fresh blue uniforms in the second half here. Here goes the replay as he's going around there. Man, look at the extra blocking right at the end of the play. I mean, the driller linemen just continue to block all the way through.
Philip Thomas on a keeper. Thomas out to the left side. Thomas wrapped up finally at the 37-yard lines, and man, he's the kind of player. It's like Michael Jordan, and I don't mean to compare the two, obviously, but the type of player that when he touches the ball, look out. You know what I'm saying? When Jordan would get the ball, you go, oh, here, look out.
Yeah. Michael Vick, Marcus Vick.
Exactly. Those kind of
lefty.
Players. Those kind of players.
Can run. We haven't had a chance to see him throw much, but he can throw. He's a very good thrower when they need to throw the ball. But right now, tonight, they don't need to throw the ball.
Second and short. Thomas, again, hands the ball up to Jackson. Jackson up the middle. Brought down about the 21, 22-yard line. So Coach Gola saying, hey, I'm going to throw this guy at you. Try to stop him.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw this guy at you. Try to stop him. I'm going to bring this guy at you. Try to stop him. Oh, and in the meantime, I hope you can keep up with my huge, monstrous line. Here comes Jackson.
Yeah. That was a big, big, big hole. You could probably drive one of those Barber Hondas right through there.
Oh.
Not even mess up those beautiful paint jobs they have on those new cars over there.
I formation for the drillers. Thomas hands it out to Seth Moore. Seth Moore still on his feet. He brings it down to the 10-yard line. So the drillers keep pounding it on the ground. Paul Press, let's talk about next week. Who knows? Who knows, since it's Friday night, we don't have the scores, we don't have anybody coming at us, but who knows who we might see next week. I'd sure like to see some West High School football, some Liberty football next week, some Arvin football next week. You never know. Cesar Chavez, there's a lot of teams. We're definitely going to have some home teams next week.
And here's a little toss out. Good block, nice cut. Gets up, Phil squares his shoulder, but Redwood does a good job of spreading that out, what we call stringing it out, and keeping him going east-west, and didn't get his shoulders turned up to get downhill and get down south there and score. Wow, second down here.
It's going to be second and goal from the 9, I believe.
Yeah.
Or second, they've got it second and 9 from the 9, so basically second and goal. Philip Thomas, quarterback for the drillers. Had a stellar night tonight. Hey, look at this, Kern County. No doubt, Seth Moore scores for the drillers, 56-14. Bakersfield continues to bring it.
Well, we may have just seen the end of the first squad for BHS, even this early in the game, with 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. I doubt if we see too much of Daniel Calvin anymore, or that big line. The entire line, Matt Dotson, Scott Harris, Chris Ventura, Justin, is it? I always mess up his last name.
Oh, big Justin Cheadle?
Cheadle is,
man. Try to coach basketball against Cheadle, you won't forget his name.
I heard he's amazing. I'm going to have to come watch a BHS basketball game this year.
Tough to stop.
And then, of course, Daniel Calvin, that huge line, and then the tight end of Johnson. Man, they just continue to move these guys, as the paper has them, earth movers?
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But I think we may have saw the last of them. With 57-14 with 7 minutes left. And, how long do you keep these guys out here? Because you live, obviously they're going to go on unless some crazy things happen.
I think they're going on.
I believe so. So we'll probably see some of the next year starters get some playoff experience, which is a good thing because Coach Gola definitely wants to be back next year hosting the first round of the playoffs, or maybe even having a bye.
On that note, Paul Press, let's talk about the junior varsity for BHS. A record 10-0. Frosts off, a record of 7-2-1. Special little hello to my nephew Cooper Dameron. Finished off his first year as a BHS driller on the freshman squad, and boy, that's an eye-opener for those 8th graders that move up to freshman squad at any level, let alone Bakersfield High School with a new head coach at the varsity level, the new philosophy, new system. So the drillers, junior varsity 10-0, Frost off 7-2-1, and the varsity record is 8-2, so had a great season. Here comes Jared Cruz. Hey, everybody, can this kid get outside? No. 35-yard line, he gets taken down.
Yeah. Hey, what's that say for the drillers next year with a JV that went 10-0? I believe this group, as a JV last year, was 10-0, I believe, and their freshmen were 10-0. That means this year's freshmen at 7-2-1, which is a very respectable record, at 7-2-1. I remember, and I'm aging myself here, but in 1982, I was a freshman coming in here to BHS, and I went to BHS my freshman year. We went 9-0-1. We tied against Arvin.
That's it. Broderson throws out to Rogers. Rogers with a nice catch, and he's brought down to the 50-yard line. You know, this junior varsity team for BHS, the closest game they had all season was the first game of the year where they beat Stockdale by a touchdown. Other than that, it's been some pretty big football games here. They've run up some pretty big scores. They beat Garces by 14, Liberty by 15, but other than that, they've had some pretty big scores. So you're right, Paul. Good things to come for the Drillers.
Yeah, the future looks bright, but as I was saying, you know, the Bits here, as they call the freshman team, the Driller Bits, and then the JV Roughnecks, you're expected to win every game. I mean, they let you know. It's a deep tradition for this freshman team to do very well.
Broderson in trouble, launches it up. Oh, we've got flags, I think, but wow-wee. Jared Cruz looked like he was rough-shotted and thrown down, but the ball was not going to him, and I think that might have influenced the decision. It was a completely uncatchable ball either way, so that'll bring up a 2nd and 10. If you're just tuning in, the score is Redwood High 14, Bakersfield High 57. It's a rough score unless you're a driller to look at.
Yeah, and man, and here comes, you know, as we look at the defense, 77's out. You know, Daniel Cavan's out, but all of a sudden here comes BHS. They put in number 56. He's playing the nose. That's Lauren Smith. And he's getting pushed too, as we say. He gets pushed. You know, my goodness, they're going and going and going.
Well, we've got a timeout. Sorry, Paul. We've got a timeout on the field. 57-14. We just mentioned that. About a 6:10 clock. There's a nice shot of that BHS stands. They're packed. Not the most exciting game for them now that they're up big, but they've got a lot of fans here tonight, and they're hoping for things in the future. Hey, there's the Redwood cheerleaders. We appreciate them tonight. Hey, don't have digital cable? Don't sweat it. Call Bright House Networks at 323-4892 for great deals on digital cable. The most high-definition programming available, and Roadrunner high-speed online. I've been talking to some of my buddies that have that on-demand deal. Oh, goodness, man. They can pull up anything they want at any time and start watching high school football on demand. All right, here we go. We're back from our timeout. 2nd and 10 for the Rangers of Redwood High. Their quarterback, Brett Broderson, the tall sophomore. He launches it up. He's got a nice arm. It's going to be intended out here for a couple of different receivers, but there was all types of activity down here.
Oh, my goodness. Get up, young man. Holy smokes. Now, this is to the point now that BHS had 3 down linemen. They run a 3-5, what we call a 3-5, with a nose guard, 3 down linemen, and then they bring a linebacker and they run an inside twist, a stunt with their defense. And their quarterback, oh my goodness, he lets go of it and they just lay him out. Tough kid, because he gets up and bounces up and he's out there. We see him running back in the huddle here. But how long can you take this, you know? And as we see it, here it is. VHS now with four linemen, 4 down linemen, and a single linebacker.
Broderson across the middle. A nice catch out there. Well thrown ball, and Peter Vermillion pulls it down. That should be a, oh man, looks like he's about a foot short. A foot short. That's going to be 4th and inches. Woo, that's a close mark right there. Look at this.
Yeah, they're going to go for it though. When you're this far down, and you're on the 40 anyway, so where do you go? If you punt it, yeah, maybe you down BHS back inside their 5, but this far down, you go for it. There's not even a decision, and here we go.
Absolutely. 4th and 1. This Redwood crowd would like to get this first down, and they're going to get it. Dean Rogers, the big fellow, why not put it in his hands and let him get a couple yards for you. Clock continues to move, to the delight of, I think, pretty much everybody around the scene, because they're thinking, hey, Let's keep this thing going. Let's not have some injuries. Let's for both squads. You say yes, it's some of the seniors' last game for Redwood, but the last thing you want to do is get hurt your last game. So let's just keep playing the game. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose.
Yeah, that's true. That's why they play the game, and this is playoffs. And when we get a chance, I'll talk about the new playoff system.
1st and 10 for Redwood High. We're under the 5-minute mark in the third quarter. Uh-oh, look out. Picked off by Saxon Moore puts an end to that drive just like that. Here comes the Drillers.
Yeah.
Well,
wow.
Let me paint the picture here. 57-14 is the score. Here's our Volvo Rinse replay, and tries to thread the needle, and it's just not there.
Nah, BHS is only rushing 4, and they're dropping their linebackers back and playing a zone, deep zone with their middle linebackers, which makes the passing lanes a little harder. They're still playing some man, and here it comes. We got a new quarterback in, number 13 for the Drillers.
Peter Mitchell. Peter Mitchell behind center. Peter Mitchell hands it to the big tight end, Justin Cheadle. Oh, he's upended. On this play, it looked like a tackle around, I guess. Justin Cheadle, I don't remember him lining up at the tight end, but he's 6'5", and it says 250. I believe every bit of that. This is one big kid. Watch this nice play, Kern County. This looks good right here.
Well, he's lined up, and if you look at it, it looks like he's a tackle, but really they had a double tight end set on that side, and so they hand it off to him there, and he turns. Wow, I don't know.
That's one big junior. Ball goes up the middle to Kalen White. Positive yards, and that brings up, I think, about a 3rd and 3. So big Justin Cheadle, he plays a center for their basketball team, and I think Coach Burton, the basketball team coach, he's like, hey, don't be flipping up.
He's up here like me. I'm shaking my head back and forth. You can't see me right now, but I'm shaking my head going, there's one of the best linemen, defensive linemen and offensive linemen here in the Bakersfield area, and he's carrying a ball with this big of a lead. I know he's probably begged and begged.
Might happen again. Could happen again. Nope, he's the tackle on this one. Up the middle goes Jackson. Uh-oh. Justin Jackson still on his feet. Takes the ball up to about the 41-yard line, so that'll bring 1st and 10 for the Drillers. We still have another quarter to go.
Wow. Well, when we have a chance here, let's talk about the new CIF. I say new because this is the second year of this new playoff system. The way it works is, as we're looking at this replay here, and the BHS guys still running the ball very hard, the way it works is basically everybody's eligible to go to the playoffs. It's not like the old format where you had to get in the top 10 or something in each division, or the old Yosemite League and Sequoia League playoffs. Now they've went to the all divisions, 5 divisions here in the central section, and so basically it's up to the athletic directors and the head coaches if they wanted to go to the playoffs. Does it make it so everybody gets in and exciting? Yes, personally, I don't like it, but I'm just one person. And I don't sit on the CIF board. So it's their decision. But what happens is you have a potential for blowouts like this.
Well, big Kalen White, and I appreciate that perspective, Paul. I'm sure that you're not the only one that feels that way. You get a team like BHS, it's beating up on a Redwood. Well, it's week 1, so you hopefully you get it out of the way, and as you get into week 2 and week 3, and in the fourth quarter, we've got a special guest will be with us here. I'm going to do a little Q&A with a day in the life of a typical freshman who makes it through the first year at Bakersfield High School, and we've also got another talented young running back here from, I believe, Bakersfield Christian. I think there's some last names you may know of, Dameron and Showers, the young football firm of Dameron and Showers. Hey, look at this. Oh, almost another TD. Yeah. And this would have been by Peter Mitchell, so it looks like they're just bringing the kitchen sink at him now, Paul Press.
Yeah, and let's not forget, Peter Mitchell, no offense here, Peter Mitchell, because you look like a good young quarterback, but this would typically be the 3rd quarterback on the BHS Drillers. Let's not forget, Tyler Kay, who started the season as a quarterback, is over there doing rehab. So now we're seeing BHS's basically number 3 quarterback, and he's still running the ball looking good.
Well, he's 5'6" and 140 pounds soaking wet. And he's a sophomore, and this time he takes a hard hit by his own lineman, so tough knocks for young Peter Mitchell. 1:57 left.
Yeah.
Our man in the trench coat is back from somewhere. I don't really quite know where Brian Adams has been, but he's come back straight out of a GQ magazine. We'll hopefully get him for the fourth quarter. Brian took a quarter off, basically, Paul. Goodness gracious.
Had some technical difficulties. They forgot to buy the Duracell batteries.
He big-timed us on his own campus.
Yeah.
2nd and 10.
Uh-oh.
Look out. That's Kalen White. Kalen White, I don't think we've given his measurements yet. 5'11", 250. Linebacker, fullback. Young Coop, you know that kid? Kalen White, is he a big, strong kid? In a few moments, as we start the fourth quarter, you're going to hear from a young driller.
Yeah.
By the name of Cooper Dameron. For those of you that are still up and watching this football game, it's, I think, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And it's all BHS. It has been all BHS. Redwood showed some life.
Laundry on the play. Jackson barrels his way in. The line judge still didn't give him the touchdown anyway, so it wouldn't have been a touchdown anyway, but we've got Laundry on the field. It's going to be a penalty. $1:05 left in the third quarter, so inopportune stoppage of the clock.
Yeah. Now we're getting calls. Look like a holding call. I don't know. We've got some new linemen in there, so maybe they're reaching. I look out there and I still see big number 77, Daniel Calvin out there. I see big number 75, Chris Ventura out there. I don't understand.
Cheadle's still out there. Well, I don't think they'll play the fourth quarter. That's my guess. My guess is they don't play the fourth quarter.
I'm sure they've been in Coach Gola's ear saying, come on, Coach, let us in there, let us in there. They get 51 seconds and they're off the field.
Kalen White again on the carry. The big bulldozer is in. Touchdown, Drillers. Oh, boy, 63-14. Drillers continue to pound the ball into the end zone. Well, they pull it back 5 yards, make it 1st and 15. All that does is give him more of a runway.
Yeah, pats his stats a little bit more.
Man,
he gets 5 more yards on
big
his
Kalen
stats.
White. And you know, if nothing else, Paul, we look down and see these kids, they're a little fatigued. Yeah, they're big superstars, but they're a little tired. Get them off the field for the fourth quarter, yeah?
Yeah, well, you know, they're young, and I've been on that sideline. You know, and those players just, come on, Coach, we've worked hard all year. Come on, we've earned it, Coach, let us play, let us play.
Yeah, but we want you week 2 in the playoffs, son.
That's right, and we definitely want the Drillers to go as far as possible. We like to see the Drillers.
Oh, goodness. Hey, sorry, Paul, the only small blemish on an otherwise perfect season, basically, and a great night, Derek Thompson might have tried to do a little trickery, a little chicanery, and guess what? It's wide left, Paul.
Yeah.
63-14 only, so, well, it's all BHS. 42 seconds left in the third quarter. You're watching Bright House Network's exclusive coverage of the high school football game of the week. A lot of good games out there tonight, but we want to get you some Driller football. We haven't had them since that first barn burner game. Remember that? Stockdale came in here. We really didn't know what to expect. It was your first ride with us, and the game came down to the last second, 1 second literally, and they did an onside kick. Stockdale couldn't advance it, or it would have been a ball game, but BHS hangs on by 1. Coach Gola came over. He had an electric vibration of about 2 jillion kilowatts. He was so fired up, you know, and he's had a great season. The Drillers, varsity, 8-2 record, and they won some big football games. And Coach Gola. There's Coach Stubbe, the proud father.
Yeah.
Not home with his beautiful wife and that child because he is a football coach, Paul. And Friday nights, hey, honey, I'm glad you had the child, but it's a football game. Got to get out of here.
Right. And, you know, behind every good football coach is a great wife because it takes a lot. It's a lot of strain on the wives. It really is. And, you know, they say most good wives say, oh, it's not a strain. You know, but they're just being polite.
Well, there's nothing polite about that. Kick goes out of bounds, and 15 yards will be knocked off against the Drillers, but other than that, it's been a pretty clean ball game. 42 seconds left in the third quarter. Don't forget, Bright House Network fans, come back in the fourth quarter. Special guest. You know, Paul, a couple years ago, we'd have special guests up here all the time. Brian and I we'd bring somebody. A lot of cats came up here, but we've had a different format this year with Brian Adams running the sidelines. He's taken an entire quarter off this game, which we'll have to talk to the union about. But we used to have a lot of cats come up here and talk. So tonight, our first guest, I think it's our first guest we've had all year up in the booth. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. young Cooper Dameron. We'll have him in a moment.
Man, that last name sounds familiar.
Here we go, 1st and 10, Redwood Rangers trying to make something happen here late in the third quarter. Nice down and out there. It's caught out there by number 80, Kyle Overmeyer. He's brought down, and I think that maybe, we'll see, they might get a play in here. Half a minute left here in the third quarter. Here's our Volvo Rinse replay, a nice quick pattern, a nice toss. Hey, whatever's happening tonight in the field, you can't take anything away from Brett Broderson. Expect to see a lot from him over the next couple of years. I'll keep that name in my my subconscious. Brett Broderson from Redwood High. He's got 2 more years. Last play of the third quarter. Broderson rolls back, drops back. Look out! Oh my goodness! Jared Atkinson was basically looking at an easy 6. Yikes!
Yeah, senior year too. Jared Atkinson, number 17, the right corner on that play. 5'11", 145. He's a senior.
That's a senior, might not get another shot like that.
Yeah, he's going, oh, I could have been telling my grandkids about how I, 40 years from now, oh, you should have seen it. It was a close ball game, and grandfather picked it off and ran it all the way back and saved it for the Drillers.
No dice. This will be the last play of the third quarter. Broderson hands the ball off to Rogers. Rogers taken down at the 43-yard line. When we come back, the fourth quarter, and we'll start it off with an interview with a young BHS freshman who's finished his first year at high school football here in the city. The score is 63-14. Back in a moment with the fourth quarter.
Hi, I'm Victoria, and I dump my dish for Bright House Networks. I'm from Los Angeles, and I would like to watch Los Angeles news channels. With the dish, I had Chicago news channels, and so I get my LA channels here, and also my local channels, which is perfect for me. The high-speed chases, I watch that. And it's wonderful. It's just a big difference.
Dump the dish and get digital service from Bright House Networks for less than $29 a month.
Honey, are you gonna do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
Welcome back, Kern County. Welcome back, Bright House Network subscribers. I'm going to look up at this camera right over here. Hey, Kern County, look at this young buck right here. This is Cooper Dameron, number 6 from the freshman team. Coop, how you doing, bud?
Pretty good.
Hey, how was the season this year as a young freshman breaking into the BHS scene?
High school football is pretty good. Coming in as a freshman, getting pushed around in the locker room by the big boys. But, yeah, it was pretty good. Went 7-2-1. It was tight end. We did pretty good.
Well, Cooper, when you run into big guys like Justin Cheadle and you see these guys, walking down the hallway, do they know who you are, a young freshman player? Do they even have a clue who you are, Cooper?
At the beginning of the year, they didn't know much, but at the start and the end of the year, they started to recognize me and mess around with me, so pretty good.
Hey, Cooper, what was the biggest difference from 8th grade football coming up to high school football?
It's high school, it matters. You're going to build up to be a varsity player, and it matters. 8th grade, you kind of cared about winning and losing, but now as a high school player, you care about what you're going to do when you're a varsity player and working up as your team.
After this play, I'll get one last question into Cooper Dameron. Hey, here comes Redwood. They're trying to make a move here in the fourth quarter. Final question to our young footballer, Cooper Dameron. Cooper, let's get one more good-looking shot of you here. Look at here at Bright House Networks. Hey, buddy, now, do you get any kind of a break, or are you back in the weight room? What's your story?
Well, right now I'm not playing any other sports, so I'm in the weight room now. But we start spring ball pretty soon, so yeah, football pretty much all year round with Coach Gola, so we'll see.
Hey, Kern County, that's young Cooper Dameron. Hey, Cooper, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. Good luck to you, bud.
Thank you.
Well, 1st and 10 for the Redwood High Rangers. Screenplay here by the Rangers. Let me bring young Showers in here. I've got another special guest here. Paul Press has been kind enough to give up the microphone. Hey, Kern County, we've got another young special player in here. Young man, give Kern County your name to us.
I'm Riley Showers, a freshman at Bakersfield Christian.
Riley Showers, a freshman at Bakersfield Christian. Your dad is Jeff Showers, your uncle Greg Showers, your uncle Brad Showers, offensive coordinator for the Mustangs. So you've got a lot of football in you. Tell me about your freshman year at Bakersfield Christian, Riley.
Yeah, it's a lot different than 8th grade football, you know, like 8th grade football more just like, you know, messing around, just kind of having fun. High school, you know, there's a bigger selection of kids, and you gotta, it's a lot harder to earn a starting spot, and but it was fun. It was fun first year.
Now, what about your schedule now? Do you get into the weight room? Are you playing some other sports, Riley?
Yeah. I'm gonna get in the weight room a little bit this winter, and I'm gonna play baseball in the spring. So see how it goes.
How do you like in high school, big guy?
I'm liking it. It's fun. It's fun.
Let me ask you a question. With your dad, Jeff Showers, superstar football player and baseball player, and your uncle Brad is an offensive coordinator for the Stockton Mustangs. You ever feel the pressure being a Showers?
A little bit. You know, it's hard living up to all those football
stories.
Football family, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But overall, you're loving sports at the high school level, huh?
Yes.
Hey, Kern County, a special kid here, Riley Showers. We certainly appreciate your time. We just appreciate you and Cooper coming up here. We'll get back to Paul Preston. Either one of you cats can bring me a hot dog and a hot chocolate. I won't mind. Hey, that's Showers and Dameron, formerly of Arvin names, but now Bakersfield Christian and the Driller names. Fellas, thanks for being up here. You're more than welcome to stay. It's my announcing booth is your announcing booth. Paul Press, these big names, Showers and Dameron. Here they come. I hear the generations just keep coming back, don't they?
Keep going. Yeah, I had a pleasure of coaching with Coach Showers of Stockdale last year, and taught me quite a bit.
Hey, touchdown, Redwood High Rangers. Look at this. Into the end zone goes the guy that deserves it. Big Dean Rogers deserves to get in there. He's been a workhorse all night.
Yeah.
So the Rangers get in.
Good for him. You know, Dean Rogers coming in here. Big running back. Very impressive. And gets a touchdown, and that's the way you want to go out, being a senior and everything. You know, he's such an athlete. I'm sure he's a baseball player or a basketball player. I don't know what other sport or a wrestler or something, because he's quite an athlete. I'm sure he's playing something else. But, you know, this might be the end of his football career, although he's definitely good enough to go play somewhere. I don't know. He might be a big-time baseball player and be going somewhere.
Well, our Volvo Rinse replay showed us a real clear shot of him at field level. Man, he just runs like the old school running back. Just get behind somebody and push him through. Well, hey, 1st and 10 is what the Drillers will be looking at here when they get off the kickoff, and who knows what will come in that series. But so far, everybody, it's been all Kern County's team. Bakersfield High School 63 over the Redwood High Rangers 21 early in the ball game. It looked like a pretty competitive ball game was starting to build up, and Redwood had some answers for the Drillers, but no match for the depth of this high school team here from Bakersfield High School, the Drillers. If you're fortunate enough to be with us just a few moments ago, Riley Showers, Cooper Dameron, two of the upcoming stars here in the community. We hope to get them. And hey, if you don't have digital cable, we keep telling you, don't worry about it. Bright House Networks has you covered. Just call them at 323-4892 for great deals on digital cable, the most high-definition programming available, and Roadrunner High Speed online. There's those Driller cheerleaders. They're stoked because their football team is going to bring them into the next weekend for high school football.
Well, you know what I'd really like to talk about? And we touched on it at the opening of this broadcast, was the 2005 season in Kern County here. We saw a lot of good things happen and some not so good things happen. We've seen some things go up and down, which happens in high school football. You get a year where you're loaded with athletes, and then the next year you've got great kids. You love to coach them. They're just not the best athletes in the world, but they're great kids, and that's part of the pleasure of coaching high school football.
Well, of course, in all sports in high school, you go through your years, you know, the cycle as we call it, you know, and for this, you know, Coach Nixon at Centennial, you're talking about one of the premier cream of the crop coaches here who went, about 16 decades without losing a game, and now of all guys to go through a season like this, he's handled it with class and character. And if you're a Centennial High booster, you're so fortunate to have a coach like that. Coach Maples over at East High, from Valley Championships to a tough year. They're in the playoffs tonight. Maybe they can keep rolling, but as you say, there's been a lot of stories this year. A lot of stories. Here comes the pitch, and it's out to Jackson. Jackson cuts up. Nice big hard run out to the 40-yard line. Coach Cornford. Another story is Coach Douglas from Foothill. Just 2 days ago, he announced his resignation, and he's still going to be there teaching, I assume. But hey, that's a tough deal. We got Coach Permenter, who spends years up there as a legendary icon of coaching. They go through their cycle. Coach Douglas, pretty much one of my mentors, one of my idols. But it's tough to get it done at some stages. 9 minutes left here in this ball game. 1st and 10 for the Drillers. Peter Mitchell, the young quarterback, hands off to a new running back. This one's Mark Durando.
Wow.
The exchange wasn't too clean there.
No, a little confusion here. He's supposed to read that, and then if he sees that defensive end pinch down, and the defensive tackle, if they're running inside gaps and they're pinching on that, you're supposed to pull that ball back out. He's he's young. He's still learning how to read that. He doesn't get a whole lot of playing time. Probably not a whole lot of reps in practice. So it's a real quick read. You've got to get that ball out there if you read it the right way.
Well, here's 2nd and 10. Oh, look out. Communication problem up there at the front of the line of scrimmage, and Sergio Washington, 6'5", 200-pounder, runs into a small QB there.
Yeah. And, Peter Mitchell, he's a sophomore. 5'6", 140. He's a sophomore. Welcome to varsity, Peter. I don't know if you've had a chance to get on the field before tonight in real live action. These guys will hit you on the varsity level. This is not, this is not Pee-wee football. These are big guys out here wanting to hit you.
Well, Peter Mitchell, the young QB, you're probably right, doesn't see a ton of reps with all these great QBs in front of him, but he's having a fun time tonight.
Yeah, if you look down the BHS rosters, there's maybe 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 sophomores on this team, and they're getting reps. I mean, they've got their sophomores and their juniors out there and getting them some good playoff experience. So next year when they're in there and it all rests on their shoulders.
Wow, what a nice big booming punt out there. Will Mahan, you're right, Paul. Oh, it's bobbled, could be trouble. Oh, goodness. Well, you're right about Will Mahan. That cat can boot it.
Yeah, he comes from the, I don't want to give Coach Alvarez all the credit, but that Alvarez camp, Coach Alvarez, he's the BC kicking coach, and I'm proud to say a blitz kicking coach. Obviously, his son, by the way, Matt Alvarez, who's kicking for Southern University, is no longer redshirting. He is punting. He's averaging about 43 yards a punt.
Hey, all right. Good
Division
news.
I, he will be playing on TV, the Bayou Classic, Southern University in Grambling. So people, watch out for that. It's coming up, Thanksgiving.
Paul Scoop Press. I mean, your last name says it all. The Scoop. Jones. Sorry, Rogers in the carry. Rogers, nice carry. A nice first down pickup just like that. Well, Paul, you heard Young Showers and Young Dammer talk about, hey, we're back in the weight room any day now after their freshman season. They're back in the weight room. When I was a freshman, hey, we went from football to basketball to baseball. We know Young Showers can play baseball. But these football players at age 14, 13, 14, 15, back in the weight room.
Yeah, technology, all the nutrition and everything. It used to be, well, you can't lift weights, it's going to stunt your growth. And studies have shown it doesn't, as long as you do it properly. And we've got some great weight programs around Kern County here. Wow, here we go. Look at this.
Goodness. Man. Wow. Dean Rogers out on the screen. Makes one good move, picks up some more yardage, and then here comes Joe Cumberworth from the BHS Driller side. I think Cumberworth thought he was going to put the wrap on. And Dean Rogers says, wait a second, my friend. I've been out here taking hard hits all night. Let me give you something. Look at this, Kern County.
Yeah, he hit so hard. He lost his... Yeah, here it is. Volvo Rents replay. Watch this right here. He's been doing this all night. He'll stiff arm, and then right here at the end, he lowers his shoulders.
Bam.
Yeah, take this. he hit him so hard he had to come out of the game because he broke his strings on his shoulder pads. Nice throw.
Broderson, a beautiful pass, nice catch out there, and it's caught by Aaron Ray. So,
here we go. They're moving the ball, and they're trying to get the strings back on 35. Dean Rogers is over here right below us. They've got coaches over there and players trying to help him out. He's wanting to get back in there because there's 5 minutes and 56 seconds left, and he's a senior, and he's wanting one more touchdown.
That's a great point, Paul. Hey, a kid like that deserves all the time he can get. Here we go, Kern County. Here's Rogers again, and he comes up on Cumberworth and says, "How do you do, my friend?" Pow!
Yeah. Wow.
Man. Well, Broderson's still at QB in the shotgun. He's got tons of options out there. He lobs one up, and it is, a nice play out there by Thomas Sprain.
It's a beautiful pass.
Sure is a nice spiral, about a 45-yard spiral on the money, but a nice play out there by Thomas Sprain.
Yeah, I was talking to the Redwood coaches up here beside us when you were talking to young Dameron and Showers, and they were telling me that this young quarterback we're watching started off, he was supposed to be their starting quarterback on their JV team. His older brother, who's a senior, was the starting quarterback on this varsity team this year, had an injury. So they moved him up, and he looks pretty sharp. I'll guarantee you, Fresno State has already got this kid's name because he looks pretty darn good.
Well, now he's on the move. Broderson runs to his right. He can pretty much throw any direction he wants to. Broderson cuts back up. Can he get to the end zone? He's got a lot of drillers after him. Fumble! And it looks like it's going to be driller football. What a great run by this quarterback. And, hey, they keep it. What a nice effort out there by number 11, Aaron Ray. So Aaron Ray makes a great catch earlier, and then he comes to the rescue after a long run by Broderson. Aaron Ray comes in, throws his body on the line, Paul, basically. He had 7 drillers coming at him. Well, here's our Volvo Rinse replay, and Brett Broderson is on the run.
Yeah, here we go. Broderson once again shows a little bit of speed out here, gets around the corner, and then right here he turns it back, and he looks like he's going to protect the ball, and then right here covered up a little bit more, and then here comes the big hits. And they get the hand gets in there. But 2 sophomores making plays for Redwood. Their future looks bright. They've got a lot of sophomores, and their sophomores are making some plays. And let's not take anything away from the Redwood Rangers. They're a young team. Probably not the best season in school history, obviously, with their tradition. But these sophomores show a lot of talent coming up, and they're playing a very, very, very good VHS driller team.
Well, we have the official word. Our man on the field, Brian Adams, technical difficulties here in the second half, so he's just been down there kind of soaking up the atmosphere with the big BHS victory tonight. Well, we're going to have to get with him on our Barber Honda player of the game selection. Hey, look at this, Kern County. Broderson strikes another TD with big Hunter Diaz. So Broderson to Diaz connection puts him on the board again, so it's 63-27. We always throw out the cliche of never quit, but when it's a playoff game, Paul, as you've mentioned, this is it. You're packing them up, you're going home, so you really want to go out. It's the old Broadway tune. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Here's a great opportunity for Redwood to thank their fans for coming down and say, we appreciate you coming down here. We're playing against this juggernaut of an offense of VHS. Thanks for coming down and supporting us. We'll still try to put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, and there's a sophomore throwing to Diaz, who's a junior.
Right.
6'4", 205 tight end. That's a pretty good looking tight end. I keep saying it, and I hate to keep, I don't mean to be too repetitive here, but I definitely see a bright future for Redwood. But if we look across and look at all the blue on the driller side, their future even looks brighter. Definitely their immediate future.
You're right, Paul. Here's a replay of our touchdown here. Broderson, to the very end, looks poised and calm, even when he's got a lot of pressure on him, but he's had a lot tonight.
Yeah, see him strike, step through, he's getting a little bit of pressure there, throws a perfect strike, nice catch, takes one hit there, and keeps his balance, and that's a big tight end there, 205 pounds, he's only a junior, he puts on another 10 pounds, and these kids can easily put on 10 pounds. These are high school kids. They eat a ton, trust me. I have one at home. He goes through 2 gallons of milk, it seems like, every day, and he's a skinny little thing, plays real well, I was real proud of my son Trevor. Didn't see a whole lot of playing time in JV, but he did end up with an interception and a couple of receptions this year. He got an interception, 2 receptions, a couple of tackles. He's just so thrilled. He's already looking forward to going back and playing next year.
Another short kick. Terrell Young still in the football game. Oh boy, oh boy, oh, Terrell Young. He tried to put a little something fancy at the end, and I think he picked up 1 or 2 more yards, but he's a dangerous kid, Terrell Young.
He's looking at number 6, Gonzalez, saying, hey, you had him. All you had to do is stay on him. I was trying to set you up on the block, and he came off your block as we see the Volvo Rents replay. Man, Volvo Rents, thank you so much. It's been a great year with Volvo Rents and these booms. Look at this shot we get. Right here, right there, you see number 6, stay on that block, and it's a touchdown.
Oh.
And I don't know.
Hey, nice job out there by the kicker, Jared Cruz. Hey, here we go. Here's Peter Mitchell. Oh, Peter Mitchell goes down, and I don't think that was an intended late hit out there by West Edwards. So young Peter Mitchell getting some time, some playoff football time at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen all the time as a sophomore, so good for him.
Not in a program like the Drillers.
Right.
You don't see a lot of sophomore quarterbacks get playing time because the talent pool here is so deep. But hey, when you're up 63-28 with 4 minutes left, you can play your sophomore quarterback.
Hands the ball to Durando. Durando stopped at the line of scrimmage, thrown for a loss of about 1 yard. We're under the 4-minute mark. Next week, we do not know who we have or who we'll choose yet, so my best advice is to go on our website, mybrighthouse.com, click on Bakersfield, find out what we put out there. I'll do a recap of this game, and it'll be out there for the first few days of the week, and then we'll get into some more information about who we will have next Friday night. We're going to be in Kern County, no doubt. I happen to think we've got Golden West to choose from. Golden Valley to choose from. We've got West High School to choose from. 3rd and 1, big 3rd down. The Drillers don't get it. I don't believe they got it. Maybe they did. Maybe they did.
Well, I don't know. It depends on the spot. But little Peter Mitchell, I don't mean to giggle, but Peter Mitchell, you got to let go of that ball sometime, or you're going to get pulled along with it. His hands looked like they were stuck in there. He went along for a ride here. Don't ride that handoff anymore, Peter. Just hand it off here. It's 4th and short. Oh, they let the quarterback keep it. Wait
wow, look at this.
Mitchell.
Peter Mitchell looked like the piggy in a blanket there. He just wrapped up with about 5 guys around him, and he fell forward for the first down. So
145 pounds of pure muscle right there. Pure muscle and strength with Peter Mitchell, showing, hey, you know what? I may be a sophomore and 140 pounds maybe, but hey, I can get up there behind these 260-pound linemen and run. No fear, no fear. Good job. 2:35 left, and clock's ticking.
Mitchell, quarterback keeper, just getting shoved up the middle by his teammates. That's like student body up the middle. Like, get up there, man. Let's get going. Well, now you got young Cooper Dameron worrying about sophomores. 1 year ahead of him now he's got to look out for. First it was Cheadle and these big seniors next year. He's got kids like this young quarterback, Peter Mitchell, a sophomore, getting some good time. So, never ends, the Driller depth. 2nd and 6. Now look at the poised Mitchell looking back, giving orders. Or is he asking questions? Looking over at the sidelines. Something's not happening. Hey, Coach.
Here's what we do in this situation. Well, what we do is we had a signal, and what
Mitchell.
we do. Oh, they're going to get him for,
Well, penalty flag. You saw the flag come out, so holding against the Drillers. These referees still have to call it like they see it, no matter what, even if it's a 40-point ball game.
Yeah. Well, what Peter Mitchell was doing there, to explain to everybody, was what they'll do is they're working that play clock as much as possible. He'll look over at a coach on that sideline, and they'll have a system. We had a system where I would cross my arms, and whenever my arms would finally drop, then he knew he had 5 seconds to snap the ball. So they're just milking the clock. Being a basketball coach, Vance, you know how that works. Run down the clock, and that's what he's doing right here. Kern County, he's not trying to show off. That you practice this in practice. we'll see one coach over there, and all of a sudden, there he goes. He drops his hand. You now have 5 seconds to snap the ball. They're just playing smart, and they're practicing for when they're in a tight game.
Well,
wow.
Hunter Diaz and James Nichols took some of their frustrations out on the young sophomore quarterback. I think they figured out, hey, 7 times in a row he's going to keep it.
Yep.
The 7th time we're going to hammer him.
Player of the game.
Barber Honda, player of the game. I think it's going to be hard to pick anybody else but our man Philip Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
At halftime, he had 178 yards. He threw for an extra point. Just pretty much an all-around superstar for the Drillers, and he's only a junior, so you can only imagine what he's going to be all about next year. 47 seconds left in this football game. After this, we will have our Barber Honda player of the game, Philip Thomas, on the field with our own Brian Adams. Mitchell decides to keep it again. Now there's a struggle for the football, and Coach Gola just basically says, hey, can we get this thing over with?
Right. And you know, Redwood coaching staff, they understand. They're playing it with class, and there's no doubt over here you'll see these coaches meet out in the middle of the field with a traditional handshake. Both coaching staff, classy coaching staffs.
Well, and I think that's going to do it, Paul. On that note, the Redwood High Rangers come down here into the valley into Bakersfield and try to do some damage, but it doesn't happen. The Drillers win big, week 1, 63-28. Our special thanks to Cooper Dameron and Riley Showers. For Paul Press, this is Vance Palm. When we come back, it'll be Brian Adams on the field with our Barber Honda player of the game, Philip Thomas. We'll see you next week, week 2 of high school football playoffs on Bright House Network. See you next week.
Did you find a pair of shoes?
Yes.
The new Honda Civic 2-door Coupe EX. 40 miles to the gallon and holds 40 pairs of shoes in the trunk. Less gas, more money, more shoes. What's your lifestyle?
Hi, my name is Tom. I've dumped the dish for Bright House Networks. Maybe you don't know this. If you have satellite service, you had to buy your receiver. I bought mine and it broke. And you know what happened? It took me 30 days to get a new one. I had online before. Slow. Roadrunner is fast, it's efficient, it's fun to use. You'll love it.
Dump the dish and get digital service from Bright House Networks for less than $29 a month.
Honey, are you gonna do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
Stadium, where the Drillers were victorious over the Redwood Rangers, 63-28. We're going to make a presentation in a few minutes, but first I want to ask a few questions to Philip Thomas, who's going to be our Barber Honda player of the game. Philip, last time we were here to watch you guys, you were playing receiver. Tyler Kay gets injured, you're asked to step up and play quarterback. Since then, the Drillers seem like they've been on a roll. What's been the adjustment for you to come from playing receiver to quarterback this year?
All I have to do is just go out there, call the plays. The offensive line does everything else. I love the offensive line. They get all the credit. You know, they trusted in me. As soon as I came up, you know, I just took the responsibility and ran with it.
Well, right now we're going to have Sam Crofts come in from Barber Honda, and he's going to make the presentation for player of the game to Philip Thomas. Sam, please step in.
All right. Hey, congratulations to you and your teammates, and a great job. Well played. And on behalf of Bright House Networks and Barber Honda, we'd just like to give you some tokens of our appreciation. It was a great effort. It's nothing like winning, is it?
No, there isn't.
Good job, man.
Thank you.
Good go. Thank you. Enjoy.
Well, we're going to sign off here. BHS is victorious again. They're for opening playoff, led offensively by Philip Thomas, but you see he gave the credit to that great offensive line. Drills will be playing on next week. We'll see who will be at next week. Good night, Kern County.